Welcome, one and all. It is your favorite boys and girls here. Well, just two of the lads, more than anything else. Two of the lads here at the big old oval. That is an oval. I can't say what it is, but you know what it is. It's a speedway.
We're allowed to say the name of the track.
We're allowed to say the name of the track, can we?
Yeah, because they don't have the license for this. This is the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. We just can't say the name of beep.
Yeah, we can't say that. We can't say in and D. Indiana. Can't say the country. What is it, a country? No, it's not a country. But what we can say, by the way, no. Here we go. Now, I will apologize most sincerely for the weather. It's not our fault that the weather is like this, but the weather is a bit toasty as of right now. How would you describe it, Craig?
Hi. Anybody want to cook an omelette? I mean, here we go. It is 59 Celsius track temp, 138 Fahrenheit for those in America. And we also have our first of the qualifiers, because it is a solid 1 o'clock in the afternoon with no multiplier. It stays 1 o'clock. It is fixed conditions here for the weather. And this is the bump qualifying. If you want to watch the top 8 battle it out for pole after this on the GSRC channel, will be that. But we are doing the bump qualifying where the top 8 will be in that top split. So we did have a couple people not turn up. So the first driver out will be Ryan Walker. This is 4 laps. As he started his first lap, it is the average of all 4 laps. And if you've ever watched that other racing series that comes around here, yeah, these iRacing Dallara IR01s are very, very faster.
As you can see, going at 396 kilometers an hour. Don't adjust your screens. That is accurate. These things are fast around the circle. 19,000 RPM back in the old V10s. You can hear the roar. We will be using a lot of onboards. I will apologize for it right now, but look at the speed of this thing. Zooming.
I can't hear you, Rob. Sorry, the engine's too loud. I can't hear you.
Yeah, I'm going deaf.
I was literally talking to my friends yesterday about how, remember, like, did you ever see that photo of people at the Monaco Grand Prix qualifying have their dinner at the restaurant next to the track?
Yeah.
You ever seen that photo? They never had. Now, remember, that was back before they had the hybrids, so they still had loud engines. There they are, having their food with earplugs in. I mean, crazy. As Ryan Walker, he's done 2 laps now. And I'm just trying to look at how his lap times are going. 37.7, 37.8. So he's not doing too bad at the moment.
Yeah, so the way that this will work is that there's 8 people that will go up to the main feature, and there will be 4, or the remainder, that will join us in the proper split, the real man split, the elbows out, the knuckle duster split, the catch him if you can kind of split. I'll just keep saying things right now, but the track isn't too complex, but the most complex thing about it is holding on for dear life. I also just noticed that the F1 boxes are painted on, but as far as this is concerned, this is about as what you would be able to see inside of your car, and you will be hearing this engine flat out for quite a lot of the racing today. This car generates a huge amount of downforce. It's actually quite a bit more than the that car.
Yes, well, Ryan Walker's coming around to finish his 4 laps. And it looked pretty solid here. The average is going to be a 37.821, which is fantastic. Tom Dreiling is the next man out. He is already out there getting his first lap underway.
I think I might not have the right timing for it.
You do not. You did it last year. Happened last year when we did a certain race, but it does happen. Tom Dreiling will
be in the right positions. They'll be in the right positions anyway. I think.
Yeah. should be in the. If not, we will let you know.
Yeah,
It is be top 8, but we have lost quite a few drivers here, so it looks like we're not going to have a lot of drivers in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12 drivers. So 4 will not make it. So I think we had about 16 originally.
Yeah, so you have more of a chance. Well, probably the 4 that dropped out probably didn't fancy their chances of.
I think 2 were the fastest.
Huh? Oh.
Yeah, I think 2 was the top of those 16 in terms of the qualifying times this week. So, God, look at this. You know, Rob, I saw somebody with Slipstream hit a 408 kilometers an hour.
I'd believe it.
Couldn't believe it.
No, I would believe it because I mean these things, right? I mean, I'll pay you the satisfaction. I'm still not sure how they're managing to generate so much downforce. I mean, I know the ground effect is quite massive on this car. I mean, look at it. But I'm so amazed that it can generate that much downforce. Like, I mean, with the other car, you wouldn't be able to generate that much downforce from the ground effect at all. Or, like, it would have nowhere near as much. And the bodywork is so much more simple. Like, if you look at like an F1 car these days, even on the new regs, they're still getting much more complex. There's lots of shapes and bounds and leaps and bits and bobs going through. Whereas this one is like, it harks back to like the like a Formula 2004 kind of deal, except the side pods are huge and ground effect is massive.
And also, just look at the side pods. Look at the wings as well. They don't have that. Remember back in like 2007, we had those beautiful cars with like every bit of aero, and it looked fantastic. Those cars were amazing. But
they were the bee's knees.
They were fantastic.
Oh, Raidillon. He has not gone faster than Walker. I was wondering why he was slowing down.
Yeah, he just finished his first lap. Yeah. Lewis Grieg's out there already now.
Yeah.
Look, check out this livery. It's just something I'm going to be looking forward to.
It's pretty mean.
It's an easy car to paint, actually, as someone that's actually looked at the paint files.
I can imagine it's probably... Well, I mean, there's not a lot of complexity. Like, if you were to paint an F1 car, like, have you looked at the W13?
Yes. I mean, you can't paint the W13.
You can't paint it, but you can still at least look at it. It's awful.
I mean, just remember the monstrosity that was the Audi R18.
Oh, yes, I do actually, because I've painted it.
Yes, I painted it as well.
I never wanted. It took me ages to figure out how to paint it, and then when I did figure it out, I hated it.
I mean, the only good thing about it was that there was a lot of areas that you would go, this is all right. This isn't going to be used. This isn't going to be used. It's got a mandatory layer. It's got a mandatory layer, and you're like, oh, that's all right. Then you realize that there's parts that you don't get to see that are getting painted, and it's like, what?
Huh? Huh?
So we are going to have Lewis Grieg out there, and he'll be finishing his final lap.
Why did they put the I in the middle of it? I hate that. I know I'm basically annoying him with his name, right? But like, oh, he is third. He did not make it.
Well, yeah, I mean, he technically has made it. It's a top 8 that go through, but yeah.
Well, okay, well, he's not made it. Realistically speaking, if one more driver, like, basically, Ryan Walker is in the safest spot known to man right now. He has already gotten 2 people underneath him. And in terms of the scoring. Now, Wolf Dietrich Hot, though, I haven't seen him put laps around, but he's put Epic on the back of his Epic Racing on his car, so he will try and do an epic lap, it seems. I also just noticed, by the way, if we look on the car itself, I did notice coming out of 2. Do they do the double corners here meme where it's like one corner is 2, or is it just 1, 2, 3?
Yeah.
Oh, they do it here.
1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Sorry. Yeah. 1, 2,
okay, 3, so it's one corner for 90 degrees. Okay. So on the number 2 here, like you see how he's stepping in the car. The car is kind of like a bit. It's kind of jutting out a little bit. But look here. Like I saw this on before. They seem to actually slide back in a little bit. They have to course correct it. I'm seeing that a little bit, but I'm not sure if that's just me being me and hating old, or
I mean, they've got to fight. I mean, I'll give you an idea, is that you want to be doing your lifting for 1 and 3, so 2 and 4 are going to be flat, and then you're fighting the car, making sure you get the right line. So you have to be careful, but this is talking flat out here. As the car gets faster and faster, you're going to get a little bit loose. Look, he went over 390 around there as he comes around. So he's done. Oh, his first lap was good, 38.739, 38.179. Though he's a little bit slower on his second lap. He got 2 cars out for some reason. I'm not entirely sure what's happened there.
You got 3 cars out.
Yeah, sorry, 3 cars out. Not entirely sure. Wolf Dieterich will be.
Aren't they all separated?
They're meant to be, but we're not going to have this many people out at one time, I thought.
Yeah,
Anywho,
they are separated because...
No, Cardamoni's just giving Dietrich Otto a toe now.
How can he? He's not in the same area.
Oh, there we go. Yeah, there we go. Dietrich Otto gets a 38.047. He's pulled off.
He's not... Oh.
He's not done his 4 laps.
Nope. And that means he would be dead last. No matter what.
Oh, that's not good.
Cardamone out there now. And if you didn't know where this car came from, I'll tell you now, it's from iRacing.
You don't have custom numbers enabled, do you?
No.
No, it tells. Because he had the custom numbered livery showcasing the charity of...
Oh, wait, if he's got... Hang on, I might need to reload trading paints here.
Yeah.
1 second.
He is showcasing the charity of the race, which is Solve ME. They are trying to solve ME/CSF, which is myalgic endophlebitis and chronic fatigue syndrome. Basically, the long words for what is known as long COVID. And they're a charity trying to find a cure for long COVID. And Jeff is showcasing the charity this week.
Let's see. Oh, there goes. No, the livery is just standard for me. What the hell?
How weird.
It does this every now and again. It just pick a random person to not like. There is... Matt Gelder's actually coming out of the pits now. In the UDocs, number 69. Is that let's see the rear wing of his car. I think I just saw the logo. I wonder. Oh no, Simability. Simability is the one that was on the back of his car, and he's still got the wire mesh.
Yeah, they're just doing that now for the memes, but also he's kind of a 69.
Yeah, nice.
So.
Oh, I love that sound, by the way. Just I've missed it so much, just hearing the...
Well, I think Cardamone might have a chance here to leapfrog Raidillon. I mean, not Raidillon. He might be able to leapfrog Lewis. Maybe not Raidillon, but we'll have to see. Cardamone currently having his way as Gelder gets up to speed, and I mean he gets up to speed. Yeah, Cardamone does a 38.195 average. He will go forward. Carl Burke will come across with a 38.153 average. Pretty sure this now means Ryan Walker's safe.
Ryan Walker is already safe, yes, because he's not only just safe by 1, he's safe by 2, because remember, Hotto pulled off. He didn't set all his laps, so...
I just realized how much the head moves in this car.
Well, you are going 380, 390 kilometers an hour. If your head didn't move, there'd be something wrong with it.
By the way, Major Series, the first league to have racing in the IRO1 around Indianapolis Motor Speedway. The first league. In the friendly banter, take that, Jeff McConey. They're having their race coming up later on as well. But it's great that the community took the initiative and decided, in terms of replacement, let's look for an idea. And they decided this would be the idea. And personally, I think it's gonna be a success here. Richardson's the next man out. My eyes on Gelder. I think he's gonna make this. I think he's gonna make this a 38.1, a 38 flat. Let's see what his third lap's gonna be on these fantastic slicks.
He'll need 2 great last laps. Otherwise, he's in trouble. If he puts it above Burke, he'll be fine.
There you go. 37.9. 37.9 for Gelder.
Yeah, he needs to put it above. He needs another one of those, basically, to put himself near where Dryling and Walker are. And if he puts himself above Dryling, he's safe no matter what happens.
I think he's going to do it.
Well, he needs to.
It might be close. It'll be between him. He'll be in the middle of Carl and Tom as he comes around the final banking through turn 4. Fighting the car. A little bit of a slide.
Look how much he dives the car as well. Coming across.
Oh, 38.036. Just above Dryling by under 200ths.
And he is officially safe. He does not need to worry. Now, oh my goodness. Is this what oh my goodness.
Have you seen the helmet as well?
I need to see this. What? Oh my god. No. Oh no. It's the Martini Racing Mercedes-Benz being driven by Wario.
That's a Mercedes. I didn't realize that Mercedes had Firestone as their tire provider as well. There's a Firestone logo on the nose as well.
Yeah, I didn't know that. Yeah. I'm just thinking to myself. I mean, look at this. As far as effort goes, it's top tier. But this isn't a Mercedes. This isn't. Oh. Look, he says Dallara on the side. It's like Dallara Martini, Mercedes-Benz, Hilton-sponsored Algo with Total Fuel being driven by Wario. Tires. With Firestone tires being driven by Wario. Also, these are... what are they, Bridgestones?
I mean, no, these are iRacing owned, aren't they?
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean... They have the same idea as Bridgestones. I'm going to call them Bridgestones. But imagine you walking up, like, imagine if this car was real. He walked up and was like, yes, I'll have this.
Well, anyway, Kuzanov is really pushing, as is Alex Richardson. He's on his final lap. He has done some blinders. 38.030, 38.060, 37.998. He won't take pole position, but if he has another time like that, I think he may get past Gelder. Through 3 he goes, and into 4. He'll be coming around. I've got my corners the wrong way around. That was...
I think you do.
No, I am right. That was 3 and 4. He comes across the start-finish line. 38.014. It puts him
He's safe.
100th ahead of Matt Gelder.
Yeah, well, Gelder is safe, as is now Richardson. Richardson goes up. Now, Alexander Kursanov has... I'm trying to see. I don't think he's on a flyer. He's off the pace coming out of 4. Oh no, he's, according to his timing, he's doing okay. His last was he's 5th. He's actually safe. He is also safe, the number 1 car.
So who do we have left to do some times here? Wolf Jakoto's out. John Keefe, Nicholas Warfield, Robert Covey, and Robert Northway.
Yeah, John Keefe just lit his car up and off. Why is everybody going with Mercedes? For fuck's sake. A hyper Mercedes.
The car looks so good, and then it's got Mercedes on it.
And then look at the helmet. Is
that a Schumacher helmet? It is. It's a Schumacher helmet driving a Mercedes.
It's Schumacher. It's Schumacher. He's absolutely... Oh, mine. Oh, no.
I love it, though. I tell you what. Actually, get away from the logos and everything. I love that color scheme.
Yes.
The blue and the orange, and the little black on the nose. Fantastic. What can he do on his first lap? A little bit of an adjustment through the corners. Almost hitting the wall. Out of 1. Into 2, he's not on the inside. This is not going to be a good lap. Notice how he missed that apex in 2.
Oh, he flew by the apex was sort of waiting for him to get in there, but he flew by it like a... You know, like, you ever have that really chungus understeer? You know it's coming.
He's having it right now. Look at those,
There's nothing you can do except ride it out, because I mean, it's just like you either slow down and you lose a lot of time, or you just go, Oh, sad.
Yeah, and 38,197. That
Yeah.
just shows that he gets it down now. That's a good turn 1. Turn 2, again, gets it down. But that first lap, if it's a slow first lap, that's going to hinder you for the rest of your time.
Yeah, he needs to absolutely nail it, because if he doesn't from here on in, he's in the danger zone, and there is only... He would have to pray and hope that Robert Northway and Covey mess up their laps. The only
Another
chance...
bad 4.
Yeah, out to the wall. He's trying to dive into the inside. I wonder if that would even be the smartest thing to do in this situation where, you absolutely need all you can get, but putting it to the inside, upsetting the car? Yeah, car is... Yeah, the car doesn't look too happy. It's oversteering a bit into the wall.
Well, Warfield did his times. He's now 6th with a 38,148 as his average.
Yeah, he is safe.
That's going to be tough, though.
Louis Gregg is the next person. If this was Formula 1 qualifying, he'd be in the danger zone.
You see, these ties aren't bad from John. They're very consistent. 38,197, a 123, a 172. Is it going to be enough? It's going to be tough between him and Cardamone, if I'm brutally honest.
Yeah. Oh, well, I mean, it's going to be tough for him to pull the rabbit out of the hat if he doesn't wrap it up into a neat present and send it. Essentially, he needs 4 to go very, very well from... Slide up a little bit. He was better this time, but is it enough? He is coming across the line. Car number 71.
He did a 38,105 at the end.
Oh.
Wow! He's tied with Warfield, but will finish 7th.
He has done it just by the whiskers on his chinny chin. And Louis Gregg is out.
So, I just want to tell you, Rob, exactly how close it is. On one timing tower, they're both showing as an average of 38,149.
Right.
On the iRacing timing tower, Warfield's a 148 and Keith's a 149. There's less than half a millionth, or 10,000, sorry, between them. That's... Remember how IndyCar goes to 4 decimals in the real world?
Yes.
That's what we're talking about here. If they went to 4 decimals, that's how close it would be. And I think we could see the end here of Burke, because he's also was 4 thousandths away from Keith. And he could be getting knocked out here, because look at the time Northway's putting in right now. Keith's putting in some cracking ones. 37.930, 37.855.
He's on course to actually top the time. As long as he keeps this pace up, he's on course to top the times. Well, just needs to keep it wrapped up in a nice tight bow.
Well, let's see. 3rd lap coming around now. Robert Covey will be the last car out. And we will see exactly what he does on this time. It's going to be a really nice time. Might be a 37.9 again. 37.960. He's got one more lap around here. I don't think he's going to take that fastest away from Walker. This will sort out the grid for the main race as well. So you have to look at that as well. But this is going to be something that basically just seals him a position, and we could be saying goodbye to Carl Burke. Yeah. And then Robert Covey could take John Keefe out, and how gut-wrenching would that be for John Keefe? It's gut-wrenching enough for Carl Burke. He loses that by 4 thousandths.
Just at the apex. Yeah, Keefe is currently waiting in the pits as he does see Covey cross the line, start the first lap, and the first lap.
37.936.
Just about, but he's second, so plenty safe for him. Wolf Dietrich Otto, Louis Gregg, and Cardamone are now out. It is now down to Covey and how he wants to do things.
He is the last driver to set his laps.
Oh, Louis Gregg, actually, we got a quote from him. He says the following. If I hadn't slid, I'd have done decent. But that slide lost me the best part of a second in that final lap. Unfortunately, yeah, it does it kicks you in the teeth when you least expect it.
Covey is looking tense out here. 38.195 was his first lap. It's got to be faster. That would be average with Cardamone at the moment. So it's got to be faster right here. He needs to get a time that's in the low 48. 38, sorry, it's going to be a 38 flat now if he's got any chance. Otherwise, this could be it for him. It's a 38.155. That's not going to cut it. Remember, Carl Burke had an average of 153. He's already had a 38.9. This is it. And Burke's going to miss out by 4 thousandths in the hots here, and that's such a shame. Covey, though, where can he finish? It's going to be such a shame, though, but I think Covey, this lap, maybe another 38.1, but it's not going to be enough.
I will tell you this. You see the number 72 car, or the number 72 on his car, to the left of that is a little dot. That little dot needs to read 8 or higher, or lower, sorry. It cannot read 9, 10, or 11. Otherwise, he is out. He crossed the line. He did a 38.072 on that last.
He's got one more.
He's got one more. He needs this to be perfect. He needs to at least get.
Got a slide.
Oh, a little bit of a smidge. A little bit of a argy-bargy. 392 kilometers an hour. 396 kilometers an hour. Going into 3. Not hitting the apex best he can. He needs to give 4, the absolute raggedy edge, coming across the line now, down onto the apex, coming across the line. He did a very good 4. Does that seal him into the top 8? He crossed the line just then. 7th, he does it. John Keefe, unfortunately, is knocked out. Oh no, unfortunately for Keefe, he is out, but Covey makes it through. And unfortunately, that is all she wrote for qualifying. But what an absolute tasty qualifying that was. Mr. Walker, of course, slicing the competition out there with...
Wow.
Oh.
Did I have my microphone muted for half?
Yeah, you did. Yeah, you did. I was wondering why you were quiet.
Oh, no. Oh.
All I heard was,
I can't
wow.
believe that.
I can't believe you've done this. Oh, dearie me. Oh, dearie me. Professional commentators right here, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah. Mm-hmm. We're professional. Ryan Walker with a 37. Oh, well, the timings are wrong, but the positions are right. Ryan Walker, Northway, Gelder, Richardson, Dreiling. He is in the wrong position. Okay, so these are all in the wrong position. Don't worry about it. But I'll tell you this: Keefe, Burke, Grieg, and Cardamone are all going to be joining us here in the second split, which will happen in a bit. The way that this works is that there's a bumper qualifying that we just did, and then there's what? There's some other qualifying thing. Like
yeah, top 6. Sorry, quali is going on now on GSRC.
Yes. So go to GSRC. This stream will still run. We'll still chat a little bit, but as of right now, we're just waiting for the real session to. Oh, well, actually, yeah, the real session we have to wait for the real session to go up. The one thing that will be noticeable for any of you, if I go back to Mr. Walker, there he is. How wide this car is? It is very wide. I think this is like one of the widest cars in the service, if I'm not mistaken. Like it's pretty wide.
It is. Yeah, I'm trying to think how wide else you could get.
Well, like I mean, like if you just, I'm not like thinking of measurements. I'm just thinking of just like if you look at it from a front, it's just, oof, there it is, you know.
So I just want to look just before we go. Nicholas Warfield, right?
Right.
38.399, 38.053, 38.099, 38.043.
Right.
John Keefe, 38.197, 38.123, 38.172, 38.105. Most consistent driver, and he misses out by less than a thousandth.
By less than a thousandth.
Like I said, to give you guys an idea, iRacing rounds down or rounds to the nearest. Sorry.
Right.
So on iRacing Relative right now, Warfield showing an average of 38,148. John Key showing an average of 38,149. Other programs and stuff will round up. So that's why Warfield would be showing identical in situations like that. Same again with Carl Burke. He definitely is a 4,000. So it's just absolutely mind blowing.
I mean, I would say this. Just picture having to do them kind of laps when this is your look, right? And also, don't worry about the fact that there's mirrors. But it's actually a pretty good picture to show because we can at least see what the driver sees. The driver does see quite a bit. He sees, well, lap time, all that kind of thing. He does see quite a good view, but he also sees quite a good view either side, and he doesn't have to move his head a lot, at least, because there's not much to his left, there's not much to his right. You're used to, if you're an open wheel fanatic, you're used to having the mirrors sticking out to the side, but in these cars, it's more so. There's two plastic little winglets inside your car. Look to your left and look to your right, and put the foot down. Now, another thing that we need to talk about before we take a break for an age.
20 minutes.
20 minutes. Is this car? Why does this paint exist? I guarantee you can guess which car I'm looking at without having to. Why does this paint exist?
I mean, hey, it's a motor. It's a open wheeled car. I'm a training painter. Let's put some Formula One liveries on. I don't know.
I mean, it does look great. I mean, it looks fantastic. But why is there the Mercedes logo on it? Also, do you know the one thing I never noticed about the IR01? The rear wing is attached at 3 points.
Oh,
not just 2. It's got the little thing. Like it's. I thought it was. Wait, hang on. I might be mistaking it here. Let me get a better camera. No, it is. I think that is attached to the floor, and then it's attached to the floor on either side, and then it's the rear fin is attached to the main chassis as well. So that's 3 points that it's attached. It should be pretty good for stable air. Mr. Gelder says, "Yay for me! No crashing in quality."
Let's go, man!
Let's go, man! Also, oh no, on the rear wing is the Santander logo. I just noticed.
Oh my god!
I just noticed that. This livery's cursed. This livery's really cursed. I don't know what even to think of it anymore. It's so cursed.
I mean, that's livery's cursed, and don't we have to broadcast it again?
Yes, we do. No, we don't, because he's going up.
Oh, he went up. Okay. I mean, I've got no issue with broadcasting it. Hang on 1 second. Because Matt Gelder's here. Before we go off for a break, Matt Gelder is joining us with what I want to know is a first-hand account of how it is driving something that's a V10 engine with downforce for days around Indy.
Very, very slidey.
Slidey
like literally, it feels like you don't have any grip on the track at all. This car slides all over the place, and so you go into the corner and you're like, yeah, I got tons of grip. It'll handle. You get halfway through the corner and you're like, okay, this thing feels like it's floating, and then it finally kind of settles, and so you have grip again, and then it decides that it wants to float as it comes off the corner. So you have intermediate picks of, hey, I'm either connected to the ground, or hey, I'm halfway through the air and I don't know what's going on.
That sounds scary. I mean, I'll take the Dallara IR18 with the idea that it's just tight, and then, oh no, I'm hitting a wall. Over, oh no, I'm going to lose the back. I got to be brutally honest. That's what it sounds like. What is it like following somebody in these cars?
So following it, take that and just triple it with the A18. just imagine when you're following somebody, like the arrow wash is like almost three times as worse.
That's even scarier. And then
Yeah,
it's
it's wild. Like these cars are like they're so fun to drive, but if you do not have a handle on them and the setup is off just a little bit, you're going for a ride.
So basically, what you're saying though is it's going to be a war of attrition when you come to the 500 in a bit because
Easily.
Yeah. Good luck with that one. Is all I can say. I mean, I love driving this. I love driving this track with those IR18s in the past. And it's tough. I can't imagine what it's like to have no feeling around the track. Well, Rob, I don't know if you've got anything to add.
Yeah.
You're not the oval guy, though.
No, I'm not the oval guy, unfortunately, no. But, I mean, I think I will say one thing. What are we racing for today? I think I see it on the back of your car.
Oh, yeah. We're racing for a lot of people, but yeah, the Cure LG MD2i is the most important. We support them 100%. We actually have a gentleman on our team that has that, so it's very dear to our hearts. So that one is by far the most primary on the car, and that's why it's most it sticks out like a sore thumb. I call it sticks out like a sore thumb just because of the way they coloring on compared to our cars. So yeah, that one is that's the primary right there, and then we also have some ability, which Glenn and his son are number one for getting disabled people into iRacing, into sim racing, and they're also helping develop into real life cars now. With I can't think of his name for the life of me, but the IndyCar driver that drives
Wickens.
with his eyes. Yes, Wickens. Yes, drives with his
he's
eyes.
paralyzed. Yeah.
Yeah, Glenn and his son actually helped design some of the systems for him to drive. So they're actually becoming into real life, and I've known Glenn for years. When I first got into sim racing, me and Glenn were on a league together that now has been defunct, but that's how I met Glenn and supported him. So I'm completely backing Glenn and his son for everything that they do, and I know he's getting back into it after all the lockdown. So props to him. And then we also have Evil Box, which is our newly found friends. We've had friends with them for a while, but they do. I know you guys are excited for this the last time, but they do game servers.
Yay!
For anything that you guys want to play, Minecraft, Overwatch, anything you can think of that has to do with gaming servers. They will provide it. They actually just opened a new server in Dallas, Texas area. So they have, I think they have 7 different areas you can pick from now. If you use code Unorthodox, you get 35% off of your rate of lifetime rate. So as long as you use the code when you first sign up, it's a lifetime usage.
Oh, cracky.
Then of course the guys are amazing on the team. I've been in and out because of work and life issues. So the guys have been taking over. Can't praise the guys enough here. Ross, Joe, and Kinch, Travis. They've been the ones working on the setups most of the time. They've done a heck of a job. If it wasn't for them, then I wouldn't be in even bump queue. I'd be hanging out with you guys for second split. So I'm grateful that I'm grateful that I qualified best or pretty good to make cop split, and I won't be hanging out with you guys for this race, but I'll have to come hang out with you one of these days.
One of the days anyway. You know,
one of these days I'll make it back in here.
Yeah, just flunk a lap or two, you know, just
a little bit, yeah, just a little bit.
Mr. Gelder, a pleasure talking to you as always. And
always, you guys are always. I love hanging out with you guys. You guys are so much fun. I need to get back in the booth with you guys. Come hang out some more.
Yes, absolutely. Pleasure's all ours, and we hope to see you again in the booth sometime. But good luck in your race in the top split of the 500.
Yes, thank you guys. Appreciate it. Cheers.
That was Mr. Gelder with the talk with us, and also pointing out of a good thing is the LGM D2i Cure. Make sure that you do absolutely take a look, and any penny helps more than anything else. I will bid us adieu for 2 seconds. Well, I mean 2 seconds, but more so, we have to take a break because let me put it to you this way.
We can't feel the time.
No, yeah, exactly. We're terrible. But no, because I have to be an adult and call my parents. It didn't work, Craig. It didn't work. But no, seriously, we will be back once the qualifying is all done. Please don't go away and stick around with us. GSRC are currently broadcasting top 6. We will let you know how that goes, and we will be back in a few moments. Very well done. Well, welcome back, one and all, boys and girls, to the proper session of the Indianapolis 500. We are... Oh, we can't call that. Oh, whoops.
It's a good thing I've got someone that works for Traction that can bail us out.
Oh, thank God. Fucking... you see how hard it is? Okay, well, it's the Speedway 500. There we go. Gotcha. I've done it now, haven't I? Anyways.
Yeah.
Mistakes aside, we are currently in the midst of warm-up. 2 minutes left, and we do, I think, do we have all of our drivers?
Pass.
Also, this was the livery I was talking about, by the way. Hacken Schutz livery of... Why is it the Apple TV Plus in 4K? I mean, it's a great advertisement for Apple TV, but I don't want Apple TV. But...
Hey, I've got Apple TV. I don't know why.
Yeah, well... you got Apple TV, yeah.
You know when you get those deals that it's like get 6 months free of something?
Yes.
Or 3 months free?
Yes.
Yeah, I forgot to unsubscribe.
Well, I mean, you've got Apple TV now, so don't worry about it.
Yeah, I did that for Amazon Prime on the subject, right, of that.
Right.
I had a Kindle about 6 years ago for Christmas, and it gave me 30 days free of Amazon Prime. Forgot all about it. Now, this was when Amazon Prime was a yearly sub. So I'm like, why have I lost 70 quid in my bank? Oh, Amazon Prime. Oh, I'll just have to deal with it. Never got rid of it. Best thing ever. You know, for the TV, for the films, for the instant ordering, best thing ever.
I would like to say it's not a cult. Michael Hogg with us once again.
It's not a cult.
It's not a cult. Absolutely.
No, it's not a cult.
No, it's not a cult. No, don't worry about it. It's not a cult.
I am curious about these times, though, because what we're looking at here, we're looking at speeds of... Now, Joey from GSRC was saying they were looking at over 255 miles an hour in the slipstream, which for Europeans, we're looking at almost 410 kilometers an hour.
Yeah. And that would cut lap time down to about, what? The low 37? Maybe? Something like that?
Hacken Schutz done a 37.935 on his own. Carl Burke with a 38.141. So it'll be interesting to see what some of those guys do. We do know, thanks to Matt Gelder, how these cars feel, and they sound scary.
Well, they do. Well, they sound great, but they also sound like they're about to murder you every 5 seconds. Like, it doesn't look like it from our perspective. It looks like the cars are planted, but if what he says, I would assume it's very much 100% true. Yeah, these things are lethal.
I would like to have a PSA for everyone when making liveries.
What?
PSA when making liveries. Please make sure that the default paint on iRacing is not a default one and is one of the bog standard multicolored ones, because your spec map will be incorrect. Looking at you, Mike Golightly.
Mike Golightly, what have you done? Oh, I think I can see it. Oh, dearie me.
You can see it.
Oh.
I'm not trying to name and shame.
Oh, it is. Yeah, you can
Because Rob-
see. Yeah, you can see the bloody Logitech logo is like right there.
Yeah. Because Rob knows as we finish practice, Rob knows my displeasure for stuff like this. Back when the BMW M4 GT3 was released and people weren't getting it fixed, and the back of the car had the BMW website for the GT3 program on the back.
Yeah,
and it really drove me mad.
That was a top tier moment.
19 cars, Rob. Carl Burke is going to lead us off with John Keefe in P2.
19 cars. Only 19? Yeah. Jesus.
Only 19 cars.
19 cars lining up for the Speedway 500. We are looking at around 2 hours of a run time, so get yourselves a pizza if you're going to be joining me in that regard, because I'm going to get myself a damn pizza.
I'll have a popcorn after this.
After this? Why don't you have it right now?
You don't want to hear me crunching on popcorn.
That's fair enough. Anyways, we are looking at... Oh, sorry, go ahead.
We don't know what we're looking at. This is the first time... Like, unless you saw the other split from last night, we don't know what we're going to be looking at here. We know what the race is, but we don't know what we're experiencing. Because this is the first time we have seen the Dallara IRO1 around the Indianapolis Motor Speedway on oval format. Thank you very much, iRacing, for making oval setups and oval stability for these cars.
Well, you might forget this car doesn't... I'm used to it going only like 120 kilometers an hour. It actually is going a bit faster than that. They do 2 laps or 1 lap under safety car.
1 whole lap.
Here it is. 200 laps. We do have cautions. I would be surprised. Like, we probably will run into a situation where we don't need them anymore. As of right now, let's have a look at the weather. Currently 42 degrees Celsius, track temperature of 107 Fahrenheit. A slightly cloudy 8 kilometer an hour kind of day. Time is ticking at noon. It will go on to about 2 or 3 in the afternoon in sim time. We are looking at about, as I said, 2 hours of racing. Now, 2 hours of racing will be involving a lot of finagling, a lot of benagling, a lot of bageling, if you're French. Bagels. But the main thing is, are you ready for hearing the literal scream of the greatest engine known to man? That was the V10 car with... Oh, wait. Oh, the pace car's in. Thank God. It saved me. I thought the pace car was not going to go in, and it is... And it's go, 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 go!
Oh, I want to see. It's a very bad start from Carl Burke, and John Keefe is going to take the lead into the first corner with Cardamone right behind him. So already we have a new leader here, and Burke's got to be thinking that's not good for him. The slipstream hopefully will help, but he's had a bad turn too, and Lewis Grigg is going to get past Burke right away, and Hacken should as well, making some positions up.
Yeah, very clean start from everybody. We had 2 people start from the pits, actually. Probably, in hindsight, it's probably going to suck for them, because they really would have wanted a nice clean start coming out. Probably, you know, not wanting to get stuck in with accidents in the middle of the road. But everybody has crossed lap 1 very cleanly, and oh my goodness, the Haas is there. Oh, who is that Haas? I better not be who I think it is. Mr. Reader, is that you? Mr. Reader? Are you... Okay, he's not the Haas. Who is the Haas? Oh, it's Jambroni.
It's Brony, yeah, Jambroni. And Jambroni just having a nice little move himself. 7 places already on that first lap and a half from Jambroni. Really utilizing the slipstream so well. Now, we know there's going to be...
Somebody struck the wall. I think that was Thortulla striking the wall very harshly there. And a bit of an issue for Mr. Hogg. He's kind of having to slow up and catch up. What are you saying, Craig? Sorry, apologies.
Well, this is so tough in terms of fuel economy as well, because how do you save fuel around here is what we usually talk about with the other series that comes here. But for the likes of these drivers, they're going to have to try and work out what they want to do with this fuel, what they want to do with the speed. Already the top 4 pulling away.
We didn't even think about... We didn't even think about when they were going to pit, did we? I just...
Do we even know?
No, I don't think so. We should have asked. We should have asked. I think that would have been a great question to ask. I knew I had an idea of a question I wanted to ask for Gelder, but couldn't remember. But he's
remember it
already.
I was going to say, if you missed out what Gelder was talking about, these cars, they are very light in the corners, almost like you don't have the grip, so you really have to be a little bit smooth around here. In the bump qualifying, we saw some drivers having a few little moments out there, so don't be surprised if somebody has a spin on their own, but John Keefe already, he understands what to do out there. He's putting accident. Massive time. Whoa!
Might go lightly. Damage front right. Oh, he cannot steer the car. He does make it to the pits, though. The green flag stays aloft. He will have a fast repair, though, but that is an accident. Let's have a look and see what happened to the poor bloke. Ooh, a little bit of a touch. I think that was Oh, that broke the suspension? Really? That little light touch?
Would not surprise me.
Because the car just
You
went
say a light touch. Hey, you say a light touch. They are going over 300 kilometers an hour there.
Yeah, but I mean, like, that... It's still... It's more about the comparison, the relative speed of the two cars with each other, right?
Yeah.
He's
I guess that is true.
He's back out already.
Yeah.
By the way, they only have the one faster pair, so if they bin it, they're done. If they bin it twice, they're done. Or unless they can get the damage repaired. This Haas is actually making me feel ill looking at it. I never thought I would see the widest Haas in the entire universe right in front of me. But Jan Brony is currently driving it. Started 17th, currently 10th, made up 7 places in just over 6 laps. Chasing down Stefan Grabowski, who makes a return in his very plain but very nice red, black and white.
Well, we've had 7 laps so far. Grabowski just there trying to get the toe of Kenneth Reeder, and they are getting there. They're working together, really. You've got to think that Brony knows that if he fights a little bit in the moment, they will lose out on this slipstream. John Keefe is on his own at the moment, but the rest of the cars here, Wolf Dietrich Hoto down to Jan Brony, all in a little queue themselves, which leaves Greg Cardamone and Burke in their own little battle. And it is looking very nice, because you've got to feel that unless the guy in front is slower, as we do see at front there, I believe that is Wolf Dietrich Hoto going to be overtaken by Mark Murphy. Unless the front driver is slow, you're not going to see a lot of overtakes here.
Yeah, that was Stefan Grabowski overtaking, I think that was Kenneth Reeder. He was overtaking Kenneth Reeder, wanting that spot back. Very, very dicey operation here on the forefront. Mark Murphy getting overtaken by Wolf Dietrich Hoto, who wants to get by. Oh, the DuPont Racing livery. Ooh, it makes a return. Very well done. Outstanding move.
That's Jimmy Johnson in a nutshell. Now we're going to see IndyCar like weaves down this straight that you see in the real world series. And you might just see some drivers take some different lines to try and break the toe on the straights, not in the corners, because you can't really change your line in these corners, but the wake is going to be strong. And these cars, look at them, just all there. 5 little ducks on the pond. And straight away, we may have a little bit of free wide, because look at the 101. The 101 there, Hackenschut was looking for a moment, decides against it. But if the speed is going to be like that, in fact, look behind him. Grabowski may look for a move here, but this speed difference is insane. I really want to see how fast they're going.
Yeah, currently going in excess of 395 kilometers an hour. Mark Murphy having to yield to Wolf Dietrich Hoto. He is inside. Currently, Grabowski on the rear, trying to get an overtake. Hackenschut stuck in the middle with Jan Brony up and rearwards with Kenneth Reeder just ahead of him. There's 2 distinct groups he just saw there in the back row. Ooh, 3 wide going down into 3, holding it nice and steady, because if you make a sliver of a problem or a mistake on 360 kilometer an hour frame, you're done.
What a move from Grabowski there. Absolute amazing move. Hit the red line, 408 kilometers an hour there as he went in 3 wide, took that lead, and went rearward with Louis Gregg as he's holding off Jeff Cardamone. We saw those guys in bump quali, and you start to see also John Keefe just missing out. It's such a shame. He had VR issues, apparently. So he was gutted to be losing out. I mean, hate to see it. You can see why he was a very quick qualifier with just the pace he's distributing at the moment. He is faster than anybody else out there at this moment, but the rest of the cars aren't that far off. They're only half a tenth away from him. Never say never, because this race is not over yet. We're only, a fifth of the way through? Not even a fifth, sorry. Are we a fifth?
No,
yeah,
we're already over a fifth of the way through.
We're a 20th of the... Yeah. No, a 10th of the way through.
No.
No, we're a fifth.
Yeah, we're a fifth. Yeah, I was saying
20th. No.
Huh? Oh yeah. You're thinking of
yeah.
Oh, a fifth. Yeah, sorry. We're talking 5%. A 20th of the way through. Yeah. Okay, my mental math was going, huh? But yeah, poor Keith. Like, I mean, it's a maybe, but like, look at him. He's all on his own, basically. What can you do in a situation like he has, where it's just like, well, you have to race, and unfortunately, these are the cards that were dealt to you. So you gotta do what you gotta do.
To quote The great John Pert and his lyrics sung by Neil Geddy. There are those who think they've been helped the cards they I messed up the lyrics.
Don't worry about it. You'll be fine.
They've been dealt a losing hand. Yeah, there are those who think that they've been dealt a losing hand. Cards are stacked against them. And, well, it's not for John Keefe at the moment. The cards are in his favor, and he's looking at getting himself that Speedway 500 coin.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that would be a good way. That would be a good redemption. Anyway, it would be like, okay, I didn't get into the top split, but I got a coin. I mean, come on.
I mean, in all due fairness, not many. Only 4 drivers are going to get those coins. You know, for winning the Speedway 500.
One on each. Whoever wins on each split. Yeah.
In each bit in each region, yeah. So I think there's only 4 coins. So you got to think that's impressive.
Yeah, get yourself a coin. Get yourself a coin.
Wonder who has to. Like, I'm gonna have to ask Mike. I don't know if Mike will be watching the stream.
I want one of
the
those
guys
coins.
From Majors usually is. I would love to. Yeah, I mean, wouldn't it be great to get a coin saying you were a commentator or broadcaster for Majors? I think all of us commentators should get that. But I wonder who has the most coins from the Major series.
Who would have the most coins?
You know what I mean? Being that those coins said that the coins came out last year for the drivers. So look at this though. These guys have just been doing this for the last 5 minutes.
Very choreographed.
This is amazing.
Very choreographed, I would have thought.
Like, I don't know if you can get a cockpit view, but just look at how much space they've got. And they have to, especially with how wide these cars are, you're struggling. You have to understand where they are, and you've got to give the space. And around the outside, maybe for Kenneth Reeder, that's going to be very good if he can hold on to that position. He does, but still going to have to go around the outside here as Grabowski. No, Grabowski cannot make it. Reeder with that defense around the outside is very impressive, but the speed difference, Grabowski comes. I would not be surprised. That dew point there of Mark Murphy wants to try and squeeze through.
No.
He can't. Let's go side by side again. Hello, 2 laps side by side for P5.
He got squeezed out. He did try and affect an opening. Like, you can see him there. He is trying, for lack of a better word. Oh, whoa! Here he goes. Could go 3 wide. No, he chooses the better of it. Holding steady. Remember, it is a very, very long race indeed. So he's choosing the better of the 2 options. Go risky or go home. He chose to go home, back to 7th position. But it's better that he takes it. Let these guys race. All right, I'll let them race. I'll grab some slipstream. I'll grab some fuel saving. It might actually be helpful. We don't know. That's the beauty of this race in particular. It really is an enigma. You know, it's like, well, it's not the cars that we would have wanted to race, but what we do have is probably the greatest next thing. On the inside, though, goes Mark Murphy as he tries to shuffle out Kenneth Reeder. He doesn't do it, though.
No, they're just holding on right at the moment. I've got to say, Kenneth Reeder might be the man in chance for a podium here just because of this. Because if we have a caution and then he'll come in for fuel, he's used less fuel, which means less time in the pits, and that will help him to get ahead of these guys, first of all. I'm just looking at the way they're taking different lines around here through 3 and 4, and really, this is great driving from Grabowski. And again, Reeder's decided if Grabowski's going to get through, I'm going to follow him. So now he's going to put the pressure on Reeder. Murphy trying to get through, can't get it through. Brilliant little racing here. The respect is, oh, look at that though, round the outside, a 2.
Yep, it seems that it's actually pretty effective to go around the outside on these cars. It seems that it is an... Whoa! Whoo-wee! That is a heart in the mouth kind of moment there. That was Grabowski striking the rear left of Mark Murphy. I guarantee you he was screaming. Screaming, no!
If you've driven any type of car around here, and you know how tight that steering field
the
at one
vice,
point,
the
and all of a
vice
sudden
is
you
tight.
get a jolt like that, you are fighting it.
Yeah.
And if you're in a DD, and let's be really honest, a lot of people have DDs now, regardless of their force feedback or force strength, that's still going to hit you.
Yeah, that the vice is tight in those situations, and not just that. I guarantee you, the literal hook grip that some of these drivers would have probably had in the steering wheels, as they just saw the car just ever so slightly slide to one side due to a bump, but they're all still racing. All is well in the hood. Now, jumping up a little bit, do have Jeff Cardamone still fighting, still holding his breath. We do have an issue though with Hog. Hog is slowing down. He's not lost a good bit of time. Ooh, does he have a problem? Slowing down.
It would not surprise me if Hog
Yeah,
has a problem.
he's off pace. He's already.
Oh, Grabowski's got a meatball flag.
What? He's got a meatball?
Now, where's that from? Did he have more contact? Are you telling me that wheel strike caused a meatball flag?
Oh, here he comes.
Oh, that's speeding. No, there it is. Sorry.
No.
Excuse me?
Yeah. I thought the exact same thing. I thought he flew into the pits like a raggedy ant.
But that's his fast repair.
Unless he cannot. Oh, he struck the wall. He's not going for the fast repair, I don't think. What was the meatball flag for?
You know what? If he hit the tires, is that well? If it wasn't tire damage,
he's
because he would have
taking
been
the
slow.
fast repair. He's taking the fast repair.
He's got to try and stay out on the lead lap. It's going to be tough though. Grabowski's going to be
he's already
coming out.
passed. He's already passed.
Yeah. That's got to hurt.
Oh my goodness! Just a little strike of the tires. Oh no! That was a white line he just crossed. Oh. Don't tell me he gets black flag for that. Oh,
look at that. I think some people have. I think you're okay. We'll try and keep an eye. Grabowski comes back out on the field, literally where he was beforehand.
A lap
Let's
down.
hope. A lap down, though. Let's hope. He could try and fight his way to unlap himself. Don't think it's going to happen. If there was a black flag, Rob, we would have seen it on the system by now. He does not have a black flag. So that is likely. Though my relative is showing he's got blue tires all of a sudden.
Because they have different compounds, remember?
No, it's only one compound. Oh, it's used. It's a second set of tires.
Yeah,
maybe I don't know.
There's well, I mean, they don't. They have an unlimited set of tires, don't they not?
No, I'll tell you what it is. It's my overlay showing a different color tire for whatever you are. And because he's a lap down, he's got blue tires. Why has my overlay done that? I don't know.
Oh, thank you, overlay.
Lewis Grigg and Greg Cardamone come together. They both got meatball flag, and they both come together.
Ooh, let's have a look at this now. Green flag still though. What on earth happened? This is Louis Gregg. Oh, and that is
almost made it. Almost made it.
I guarantee you Louis is absolutely fuming in that box of his. He just made the slightest of mistakes. Like, if we reverse this... like, if we reverse it to about here, and we look on his roll bar...
Yeah, caution, sorry. Oh. Caution is out, because you will not believe it.
The leader.
It's Louis Gregg and Jeff Cardamone had come together again? What's happened here? I don't think it has.
No. I'll tell you what it is. Look at John Keefe. Now, the replay will be a bit behind, but he, according to my relative, had spun or some equivalent. Lap 25, first caution of the day, 1/8 through the race.
It's the replay. I'm still waiting to see.
Yeah, I'm trying
Comes into 3.
I'm trying to figure out where he is. I'm trying to figure out where it is right now. Like, it's around here somewhere. He spins it or something.
It's absolutely crazy that spin would cause
a caution. I also find it funny that there he goes.
Oh, wow. Oh, he goes under the line. Did he go on? Yeah. Under the line. Comes back up. That causes the caution.
Well, at the very least, he didn't completely banjacks the car, but that is very lucky. But he's out of sync. He's got 2 cars ahead of him.
Oh, and you want to know who is lucky? Jeff Cardamone get the wave around, and Mike Golightly's coming to the pits. He's not going to get the wave around.
Wait,
Grabowski. Does Grabowski get a wave around? This is crucial for these cars that had early incidents.
Yeah, that's weird. Why did Mike Golightly come back into the pits? Unless he want. Well, I mean, he was on 20-lap old tires, but still.
Oh, he's just missed. He's just missed it. He's taking a full pit stop. Hang on. he's done. He gets away.
Unless he's trying to figure out if there's something like a lucky dog. But then he would be 2 laps down. He doesn't get it.
But he does get ahead of the leaders, and Carl Burke will take the lead on the pit stop. But then you've got drivers like... Wait, no, he still gets a wave around because there's some... No, hang on. Grabowski, Greg, and Galina...
He's ahead of the leader.
Yeah. They are... Right, we'll work this out when they cross the line.
It's kind of weird, yeah.
No, wait, Cardamoni's the first car. It does not matter. All these cars are laps. All these cars are... Bill Lance is the first car. There shouldn't be a lucky dog.
Whoa, Jesus. So only Cardamon gets a wave around, does he?
Yeah, I'm going to be watching this up because if this is the rules of what would be, that race.
Yeah.
Then we're looking at no lucky dogs, single file restarts. Bill Lance is coming in. I believe that is Bill Lance coming in.
Yeah, he's the leader. Yeah, he's coming into the pits. So your new leader is Carl Burke.
And Burke's already pitted.
Yeah.
So Cardamone, Grabowski, Galina, Grabowski and Galina. Yeah. So they're technically, no, that's it. Every car a lap down is going to get their lap back.
And
there they go. They're getting the wave around.
Bit of a conundrum, but we managed to. The Raidillon guessing system managed to figure it.
RGS is back, baby.
RGS always never left us, always in our hearts. But to be honest, I'm more so perplexed as to why. Well, I just also realized, I was just looking at the GSRC feed, they've just pitted on lap 33, so...
green flag pit stops?
Yeah, they're doing the green flag pit stops, yeah.
Also, John Keefe just took another pit stop.
A second pit? How many more?
Oh, Lewis Greig has a black flag.
Oh. And he is not going to be happy with that because he can't do the way around.
No.
I feel like his day has
they
gone...
will be ready to go green shortly.
I feel like his day has gone from bad to worse. The lights are off on the pace car. The slow rumble as we come back around once again. Pace car will pull off. Remember, somebody has to serve the black. Oh my goodness! There's a car already just gone around.
Oh, and more crashes.
Yeah, that was Bill Lance around. He's gotten back going, but that is somebody's nose. Somebody's nose has gone off.
I'm gonna have a look at what happened here. He just did not realize a car checking up, and he's hit the nose. That's an Amazon car. That's Hacken Shoot that's had some damage. Wow, this has changed everything in the back of the field.
Yeah, Hacken.
Such a shame.
It's Angelo Espo. Oh no, wait, he's got his nose. Which car was the one that had the missing nose? Oh, John Keefe is off. Off of the grass, and he is going to tow it on the infield. There he goes.
You're kidding me.
What happened here?
Now, why did he have to take 2 pit stops is the question. The man that was the fastest car out there. Did he have another moment?
He was pulling into a pit again. Seemingly. Like, I mean... Then what happened? Oh. And then he hits the... What's going on?
Hang on one second. I know what's going on.
What?
I hate to say it. Remember what I was saying about his qualifying?
VR issues.
He had a connection fail in his VR headset.
No, for crying out loud.
Do not tell me he had another issue.
Oh, no. By the way, Hacken...
He's retired.
No, we've lost him. That is deeply, deeply infuriating, I would imagine, for him.
New leader.
And Bill Lance has just missed his... Did he miss? He missed his box. Poor. I thought he told. Well, he did told, but he told in pits, so it's like, oh yeah, just roll it backwards. And we do have a new leader, Kenneth Reader. Never in my life thought I would see the cards shuffle as much as they have, but here you go. Here's Kenneth Reader leading this race. Mark Murphy in second, with Carl Burke third. Wolf Dietrich Hotto in fourth. Jambroni fifth. Dennis Kuhl sixth. Thor Tulla in seventh. And then in eighth is Alberto.
Oh my God, Wolf Dietrich Holto!
Oh!
That is Carl Burke having a moment!
Oh! Tried coming back down, but he couldn't. I think he does have a meatball flag. That is a wall strike.
He doesn't.
He does not. Ooh.
No. But I want to know what happened.
Oh,
you are kidding me. You are kidding me.
He struck. Wolf Dietrich Hunter struck the back end. He went. Yeah. He went out way too late. And now he is in the pits, having to take a pit stop.
That's got to hurt for Carl.
Yeah. Oh, crikey. That's going to be having to wait for a caution, essentially, to bring him back around, or the tables to essentially turn. Now we do have plenty of midfield fights as the groups have been reset and reformed, checked back up. We do have two distinct groups. First down to 6th, and then 7th down to about 10th.
It's first and second are on their own, you mean?
Oh, whoops. I misread.
It's third to 6th, and then you've got 7th to 10th. So the top two on their own. That little mistake there just threw everyone off, because Wolf Dietrich had to make evasive maneuvers, clipping the grass there.
Bill Lance, by the way, has retired.
He has indeed retired, and there might be some words in the paddock after the race over what happened there, but we are looking, and these two still battling. I think that the story from Mark Murphy will be yet again, take the lead. I'm just going to stay back and save some fuel.
Probably the smart way to look at it is just save, wait, strike. That's all you need to do. Like, if you're in second place right now, if you're Mark, it's better to save tires and better to save fuel. Extend your stint. You know, try and see what you can do with it. You know, you're kind of playing. You're kind of playing with check on checkers, right? You know, just play. You know, you have your opponent in check. You pretty much can do whatever you want. Get stuff set up. Get some time done. You know, make a sandwich. And realistically speaking, I don't think Kenneth Reader can really do much other than put the foot down and just keep driving best as he can without looking in the mirrors too much, because if he does, he'll lose time, and then Mark Murphy will just overtake him. And speaking of the devil, I think he's finally decided. By the way, like, because of what's happening with the speed, and because they're like not doing much, and they're doing now mid 38s, the average time we were looking at like a 2 hour 9 minute race. We're now looking at 2 hours 12, such as the nature of the pit stops, the cautions, and now how the pace has dropped a little bit. Track temp 43 Celsius, 109 Fahrenheit, and a humidity of 43%. Very low humidity, actually. Like that would be very dry. Actually, that would be quite dry.
And end of May. Yeah. What state's Indianapolis in? Indiana, of course. Yeah. Yeah, that's a really stupid question by me. Hey guys, what state is Indianapolis? Have you watched the NFL, Craig? Yes, I do. And I forgot.
Oh dear me. It's all good. You'll be forgiven this time around. But still going around, looking at the sort of battle for third at the moment. We're looking at Wolf Dietrich Hotto in third, leading Jan Brony in the Haas, and Dennis Kold in fifth, with Tulla just bringing up the rear. He's kind of not close enough to fight, but he's close enough to be a threat if he does close up the gap. Now, Dennis Kold's probably going to want to look at saving as best he can, because the group behind... Oh, crikey, they are actually catching up. I just noticed that. Yeah, Hotto gained 0.3 of a second on Reader and Murphy on that last lap.
Yeah. He is trying to catch up. I'm knocking on wood. I'm knocking on wood. He's had a really quick car.
Yeah. He's gaining slipstream, I think. Yeah, he is. Yeah.
Oh, here it goes. Yeah, he really has slipstream. He really has. I don't think there's any engine modes or anything in these cars. I think he's just literally just turned it on at this moment.
He has put the foot down.
But in front, Reader, Murphy, side by side, and Reader finally has a move here. And that 41 car is going to take the lead yet again, as you see it just in front of you there on Hotto's camera. A lovely little T-cam here. Is it still a T-cam despite there's no, like, T-cam on these cars? I guess it is.
It's more so a what a roll bar cam would be if this one had a roll bar, but all it's got is a nose, so, or a scoop, so it's a scoop cam.
I'm sure I told you this before, but remember the T-cam? When they first came out in the late 90s, you realize that not every car had them, right?
Yeah.
So they had to make they had to make rules in the system that cars that didn't have a T-cam had to have a fake T-cam on the cars.
So either have a T-cam or don't have a T-cam, but you're still going to pay either way.
Well, the thing is, like, the back markers wouldn't have T-cam because, number one, cost, because why would you want a camera on a back marker for the television?
Yeah.
You know? So you'd be looking at, like, your McLarens, your Ferraris, your Arrows, you know, your Jordans would be getting stuff like that. Whereas, like, if you were a Lola, you wouldn't get it. You know, stuff like that. I don't think Lola was there in the late 90s, but you get the idea. As we see, Wolfie Chikoto has caught up and really is now gunning for this. You know, this is the best we've seen Wolfie Chick race in a long time.
Yeah,
it's nice to see. It's refreshing.
Yeah, he's put the foot down at least, and he's caught back up to the rear end of Mark Murphy, who's trying to chase down Kenneth Reader, but could be under a spot of bother if he gets swallowed up, and it is a real possibility he might. Lap 43 comes into 44 as they cross the line. Over 20% of the race done at this point. They are looking at seeing what they can do in terms of pit stops. They'll have to go green flag pit stopping. On the inside goes Hotto. Does he make the difference? No, he doesn't. He sticks behind.
No, the problem is Murphy's on a slipstream of Reader, so Hotto is trying to look for that double toe, but it's not working. If he pulls out, he's losing the time. It is now a case of you're going to have to hope Murphy makes a mistake before you try and go for that move. And even then, it's going to be tough. Reader does control who's behind him. I think he realizes that Murphy might be a little bit more passive. So he might be happier to stay in front of Murphy if those two go side by side, just to give him the advantage. Although saying that right now, Murphy does have a look. He does have the speed. Otto will not be able to make a move here. Mark Murphy retakes the lead. We might be saying that quite a lot this race.
Well, these cars are quite close. I mean, it's the kind of thing you would want to see where, I mean, there's not much you can do really, is hold station, fight, and if you can, fuel save. But I think Mark Murphy is kind of just wanting, hey, I want to lead this race. I want to lead by example. Kind of thing. He's also, I noticed the one car that is downshifting for turns. All the other cars are holding 7th. I noticed that.
It's like a slipstream, though, gear, isn't it? Actually, Wolfie Chikoto is going to get... I didn't think he'd be able to get the run there, but he's been able to get in between the two of them and takes it to P2.
Yeah, but he's backed up the two of them a little bit because he's had to take the corner on the inside. He'll need the slipstream as much as he can, really. But he is getting it just a smidge. They go to 390. I'm wondering if this is a limitation of the system I have, but they go to 399, then they stay there.
Oh, what, the speed? I think it's a limitation of your system. Let's just see right now. Mark Murphy pulls over. Wolfie Chikoto is going to get by.
Oh, there it is, 400.
Yeah, okay, so it's not a limitation. It's just because they're not slipstreaming all the way down the straight now, they're not getting the full speed. Wolfie Chikoto not retakes, he is the leader for the first time.
Oh!
And we have a caution! And it is Grabowski getting caught up with not a Colt!
Oh, that is what they would call an accidente. That is Michael Hogg. Let's have a look. Oh, crikey, coming across the nose, and yeah, that is parts flying everywhere. Oh, dearie me. And I think a car hit him, some other car.
Yes, it did! Oh!
Oh, and yeah, that is one of the guys that was in the pits at the start of the race. I don't know which one it was. But
Armando Gallina.
Yeah, that is. Yep, those are wheels. They are not attached to the car, apart from a rope. I don't want to actually see from a blimp perspective what happened.
Oh, and when avoiding, Carl Burke tried to get by,
Oh,
and he got sent flying. I don't know if we can see that. Carl Burke got sent flying by Go Lightly on the exit. After this, we might just see this. They're all trying to slow down, and all of a sudden, we might just see. There's Go Lightly. He's avoiding the debris. He starts to slow down. He goes up, and that's a car. That's Carl Burke going a little bit too fast, in my opinion.
yeah, and he's retired, I think.
He has retired, but you can see everyone's slowed down. He's got past one car that's slowing down. He doesn't slow down enough to get past, and then the second car is at a complete stop because he sees the damage. I'm just saying, in the real world, you would be at fault for that because you have not slowed down in time.
Yeah, that's.
And we've got 4 cars out there.
Yeah, that is a quite big accident that has taken place there. Turn 1 has claimed, unfortunately, in this case, has claimed some victims. Now, we do have Jeff Cardamone in the pits, as is Grabowski, Hogg, and Galana. And everybody else will be coming into pits right now, as is needed, because it probably is near to the end of their stint, and they need the fuel.
I feel the need for fuel.
Feel the need for speed.
So I don't know what iRacing does.
That is sorry, Mark Murphy missed his box, unfortunately.
Who's the number 7? That's Wolf Dietrich Hoto.
Oh,
no,
he missed his box.
Well, how?
That's a lot of people that have been missing their boxes.
So he's going to lose a lot of time there, and I mean a lot of time. That was our leader. He's going to come out in 8th place.
Not a great position. No, unfortunately, and that's all down to missing the box, I think.
Yeah, no, I totally agree.
Crikey.
That's gotta suck.
Oh yeah, that will dampen the mood, for lack of a better word.
Yeah. I was just looking back at the incident that caused everything, and it was just one of those oval incidents where both drivers were just drifting away from their straight line, and they were going straight, but they were not going straight. You know, and they just drifted into each other by accident.
Yeah, and it once the wheel got hooked, it was just over. Cars got sent off into the absolute zone. And they were never heard of. The cars were never heard from again. You have to get a fast repair in that case, because otherwise it's just. What can you do?
So, while this is going, while we're getting ready, I just want to look. You know, we were talking about the Fast 6 qualifying that was on GSRC for the top split.
Right.
3 of the drivers had the exact same 4-lap average.
Oh, that's quite close.
The difference, right, was 0.003.
Oh, criminy jiminy's. That is that's quite close for comfort.
That's insane.
Yeah, yeah, very much butt clenching close. Like, you could probably measure it with a micrometer. Close. Lights are off on the pace car. Dennis Cole, for the first time, will lead a lap. He will indeed, and he's got Mark Murphy behind him, and then Kenneth Reeder. I wonder. The DuPont versus the Majors Garage liveried car. Now, there was a lot of conversation in the paddock between some of the crash drivers on that last restart. So what can happen here? We have 9 cars on the lead. No, yes, we do. 9 cars will be on the lead lap, which kind of just shows you the chaos we've had. Even though we've had 19 cars, absolute carnage out there. When one accident happens, you are losing a lot of time. But we're going to be going green flag racing. Dennis Cole is going to lead them away. Stephen Grabowski has finished his race. Remember, he had to take a fast repair for a bizarre meatball there.
but 9 cars on the lead lap. We go green flag racing. Dennis Cole's going to start it off. A little bit of a wheel spin. Nobody can make any overtakes until they cross the line. And straight away, Murphy's going to use advantage of that mistake there from Cole. And Dennis Cole goes down to the P2 as Mark Murphy will take the lead.
Mark Murphy, making no dice about it, says, I will lead this race. No questions asked, no hold bars. And gets at the steel chair and says, Bubba Ray, get the table. And Genie Mac, Kenneth Reader, making no judge about it either, wants to make second position his place. He does not want to lose the rear end of Mark Murphy whatsoever. And why would you? If you lose the back end, that could be it. This could be the last caution of the race, you know. It has happened before. We've had broadcasted races where we literally had 1 or 2 cautions at the start, and then the rest of it was green flag racing, and that would have been an absolute hellhole for them to deal with if they lost the lead.
Well, last year's top split of the European Series had no cautions.
Oh, yeah.
Just remember, the way the caution system worked, if you go under the line and back up, it will trigger a caution. So you had people wrecking, but they were wrecking and staying under and towing. So that had happened before. Wolf Dietrich Hoto, by the way, is starting to make some moves. So all eyes on the green and yellow machine, the green and yellow army. There's a football chant somewhere there. I think that's the Norwich City football chant. Is it Norwich? Whatever. He is going on by now. He's trying to make up those positions as fast as he can. I mean, we're a quarter of the way through the race. He could just hold on a little bit more, but such is the nature. He is trying to get up there ASAP. While Kenneth Reader is now playing What Can I Do at the front, in front of Wolf Dietrich Hoto. That is for Tuller going around Alberto Gomez for P5.
Yep. Making sure to not waste any time in this kind of racing. You need to not, because 37 seconds or 38 seconds around a track, a 10th here or there, doesn't sound like a lot, but it is in terms of track position, especially with how fast these cars absolutely roar around. Now, Kenneth Reader has closed up to the rear end of Mark Murphy. Murphy holding station, as is Kenneth Reader. Dennis Coyle holding back behind them as well, kind of wanting to see if he can make up redemption, hold his position, maybe fuel save a little bit. Probably the best way to do it is fuel save, strike when they have a mistake.
Strike when the iron is hot. That's what Wolf Dietrich Hoto in the backfield is doing. He's going to try and make some moves. I think that's one of the lap cars.
That is Thor Tuller. Well. That's for position.
Yeah, no, I was looking behind as well. I think there was a lap car making a lap car move on a teammate. Didn't see who that was. I think it was Lewis Gregg getting past Armando. Regardless, Wolf Dietrich Hoto, he wants to get on the slipstream. Giambroni is getting on the slipstream of that Haas car. And if it's anything like the real car, you may get there pretty quick because it kind of drags on the straights.
Yeah. This car is actually probably one of the most slippery cars, but even then, it cuts a wide berth of a hole. I mean, look how wide it is. I mean, that would cut quite a substantial hole through the airways. If you manage to get some slipstream, it's very effective, especially for a ground effect car like this.
And like, I tell you what, right? This car is so wide. If you watch the Formula E at Monaco this weekend, and you're like, well, why can't they do this in the F1? Well, imagine having the Dallara IR18 around here, and you think that looks nice. Then going to these things and think it's wide. That's the difference. This thing couldn't get around Monaco.
No.
Formula E can, F1 can't. And this thing couldn't. Wolf Dietrich Hoto, though, look at the moves already. He's getting up to P4. He will take that P4. And that epic car is epically on its way to the front, but he's got to try and find 2 seconds now when the leaders are going.
He'll have to wait and try his best to do it on the track, because he's 2.5 seconds, just under 2.5 seconds behind the car in third position of Dennis Kohl. And he will have a bit of a little bit of a look at the wall, managed to stick it out. But yeah, he is going to have to really, take up the mantle and say, well, I'm going to try and get back to them, but it is going to be a bit of a struggle.
Oh, 39 flat. Not what Hoto wanted, but he was on his own. He was powering on. Let's see what he gets to do. He's now starting to pull away from Giambroni. He's really liking this track at the moment. Everything is just working. I'm knocking on wood when I say this, but you can just see he feels really comfortable out there at the moment. He's just going to now try and find a way to catch up to those guys in front who are in a pack. I wonder if he hopes that they either fight each other or they just hold off, and then he's just really racing the lap times to Mark Murphy. Murphy just at a 38.7. It's a 38.7 as well for Wolf Dietrich Holto, so he's matching them at the moment, not what he wants.
Having to keep the foot planted best you can, close the lap times as best you can, and hope that these lots start fighting, which, I mean, Kenneth Reader is looking like he wants a bit of a scrap, but he's holding off. How long can he do it, though? By the way, Jan Brony getting overtaken by Thorthola.
The Haas. Jan, why'd you pick a Haas? We all know how slow the Haas is. I know I'm going to meme it, but look at that. But also, behind Jan Brony is Lewis Grigg as well, a lap car, trying to find some places back. He is 4 laps down after his incident. He's going to look to see what he can do at this race. Points do count, though, for these drivers in the championships, in their little groups that they're in. And points, what do they mean, Rob? Thank you. They mean prizes. Points. That's what it's like to get a high five and you're hung on a high five and everyone just leaves you dry. That's what it was like there. In the backfield, you start to see some of the lap cars just weaving and dicing. I believe that is Hakan Schutt trying to... Not lap car, sorry. It's Alberto Gomez
There he is.
trying to hold off... Hakan Schutt is trying to hold off Armando Galina and vice versa. So they are not on the same laps. Galina and Hogg are, though.
It's a bit of a mishmash of, like, we have on-lap cars and off-lap cars kind of in the middle of each other. It's a bit of an odd one, you know. But they... the best way I would describe it is Hakan Schutt's trying to unlap himself, and everybody else is trying to figure out what he's doing in the middle of, like, several battles. We do have... Ooh, that... what is Angelo Espo doing? He just tried diving as if he was going for the pits?
I think that's the line they take. No, he was gonna... Yeah, what on earth?
Yeah, that is a very sharp dive for a line.
Yeah, that's there's diving and then there's diving.
Yeah, there's diving to overtake and then diving for the pits. Oh, Kenneth Reader looks like he really does want to hold on to that position, but Mark Murphy looks like he just wants nothing apart from first. First, right now. First everywhere.
Yeah. First, I mean, remember the old I'm going for first? Well, that's what we were looking at here, but Murphy
And if you go for a
holding
gap,
by...
that no longer exists. You're no longer a racing driver.
He just went for a gap. Gap was there. He had the speed. Mark Murphy takes the lead. Now, this is going to be interesting because if they're battling, keep your eyes on Wolf Dietrich Holto and Thorthola for getting past Holto, and look at the cars just riding around here. What do these guys do? 38.60 is the group behind. 38.9s. And Wolf Dietrich Holto with a 39.5. What on earth happened?
I think he had a
Holto?
mistake. Because he's back on pace now, but he had a mistake. If I can see if I can find it. He's ahead here. I think he just got caught up.
I think it must have been. I think he may have just been thrown a little bit wide in an overtake and probably just lost time there, because it doesn't look like he's made any mistakes. As while we're watching that, we do see Kenneth Reader retaking the lead. And it's imperative that they do this because they just get a little bit of speed, continue going fast. And look at that. He did a 38.3. In the background, Armando Galina did a 38 flat, by the way. So the cars, when they start getting the fuel tanks empty, they really start to get fast. And what? They pitted lap 48. It's lap 65. We're looking at pit stops like every 37, 38 laps. So tank is starting to get lower. They're at the final half of their fuel tanks at the moment.
Well, yeah, It is pretty much flat out for quite a lot of this thing. So, I mean, you are on the gas quite a lot of the time. It's not like and also the engine size is V10 as well. So these things drink.
Yeah, but also, hang on, I got to do the impersonation. You know, you just got to do it. You just got to do it.
You have to. It is regulated by law that you have to do it because this engine is such a glorious engine.
Like, there are two great sounds in motor racing, okay? As we see a little bit of battling around the lap cars, there are two great sounds. One is the sound of, and this is a personal opinion, the sound of NASCAR Cup cars going around in a super speedway. Just that sound of it, almost like a train going.
Yeah.
The other is the sound of a V10 just going right by.
Yeah, and that is not subjective. That is objective, and we will die on that hill.
I mean, you can. I don't really want to.
I will die on a hill. I will gladly die on a hill because
I do like the sound of electric cars. For some reason, the whine is just so nice, and also the sound of a battery regenerating on the braking. It's really nice.
Mm-hmm.
But I was watching the Formula E at Monaco, and they put P1 and P2 side by side with their audio, and you had two Wii's at the same time, and I was like, yeah, this might be a little bit too much. Murphy goes on by. You will retake the lead. And crucially, notice how he's done that on the backstretch. So if he did that on the last lap, congratulations, you've won the Speedway 500. So
yeah, but I would imagine Kenneth Reader would have defended the position much more if that had happened. I mean, there's no point defending it now, especially if you want to keep as little people with you as possible. If you kept battling this position, what would happen is you'd have Hotto catch back up, and you don't want that.
I mean, even with those guys swapping P1 and P2 on the straights, they are pulling away from Hotto. Like they're like, even Reader, who had to give up a position, he still was a tenth faster than Wolf Dietrich. And really, apart from the midfield or the last guys on the lead lap, no one's really going faster than these lead three at the moment.
Right.
Just look at that difference in the backfield. You're not seeing them in the picture anymore.
No. 5.5 seconds. Just over 5.5 seconds between the group in 1, 2, and 3 and versus 4, 5, and 6. Kenneth Reader started 10th. Is currently second, chasing down Mark Murphy for P1. And of course, Dennis Hull, holding position, started 8th, is currently 3rd. Now, Dietrich Hotto is going to have. I also just noticed this. He is stuck behind two lap cars.
Yeah, not what he wants at the moment. He's got Lewis Grigg in front of him, who was a fast driver. Armando Galina is well. I believe they are team. No, they're not, sorry. But they probably are working together. Might go lightly as well in front of them as they're just picking up the toe. So don't have to yield. We're not talking about those I-rated, blue flag rules. So just gotta keep it calm at the moment. So just wait and see. As will Dietrich Hotto. He's also under pressure from Jan Brony right behind. If he doesn't get going, then Jan Brony may make a move. In fact, Jan Brony's going to be held up by a lap car himself. Hackenschut's got to run. He declines it. Wolf Dietrich Hotto, though, getting past Mike Golightly. He is going to go hard into the corner. Mike Golightly may get washed up on the side. That may allow Jan Brony to get by. Brony can't get by. That's going to help Wolf Dietrich Hotto. He breathes a sigh of relief. But unfortunately, he's now got 2 lap cars to get by.
Still, never mind. Still has a job to do. 72 laps about to be completed out of a possible 200. According to our timesheets, 1 hour and 20 minutes remain. And they still have plenty of pit stops to happen. And judging by the amount of times they missed the box, I am guaranteeing you they are going to... how should we put this? Need to look where their pit stop is, because if they miss the box again, that is a massive heartache for essentially everybody that's in the car, because if you miss the box, you miss time, and we've seen how bad that can turn out. I think it was for
Hotto.
Hoto,
Yeah.
leading the race, missed the box by a massive way, and look where he is, stuck in the middle of two lapped cars fighting each other, not for position, just fighting each other, and breathing down his neck is Jan
He is, and Jan right behind him. He's trying to find his way around here. And now with the lap cars a little bit far away there, Wolf Dietrich going to struggle to catch up to Lewis and Amando. It's going to be a little bit of a bumpy ride for Otto at the moment, trying to play it safe around the lap cars, but also not get held up. I'm used to that in multi-class racing. We all are used to that in multi-class racing. When it comes to a single spec series like this, that's very tough. Otto unable to make moves, and this just hinders him even more, losing another 10th last lap. Actually, no, gaining a couple tenths because he is now starting to pull forward. They're getting the slipstream with these faster cars. They may somehow catch up. Hackenschut right behind them just did a 37.8. So if these cars just hold on, they may make this, but he gets past Lewis. Well, Dietrich Otto is trying to get past as fast as he can. That may help him.
on the inside, having to defend himself from the lap car. And lets him by. Doesn't want to make any fuss. I mean, at this point, you really don't want to be making the fuss. If you do, you'll be absolutely sent off for time. And just... I think he's just stuck in an impossible situation where if he can't make it on the track, where can he make it? Well, you kind of have to do it when the pit stop happens. And if you don't, well, you're going to see only 3 cars, these 3 that were on our screens right now, ahead of you. And you're not going to be able to catch them whatsoever. And that is going to be quite heartbreaking.
Yes, it's going to be a shame. But at the end of the day, you've got to make sure you keep it clean on the track and you don't go for any crazy overtakes.
We don't go for crazy overtakes here. We go for safe and sound. No, we go for crazy overtakes. Yes.
I was going to say, you go for crazy overtakes.
Hell yeah,
I don't know
I
what
do.
I go for.
Almost rhyming Nicky Team off the road in my Audi already.
Oh, yeah. That happened.
Yeah, it did happen.
I remember that now.
Yeah.
Yeah. But the gap now, it's going down again. It's Jan Brony getting held up. It's still faster, but that gap is 5.2 seconds between Dennis Cole and Jan Brony.
Mm-hmm.
And the rest of the field trying to keep up with the front 3. Jan Brony is, again, Wolf Dietrich Hoto is right behind him now. These two are battling. I mean, a P4, P5 battle for these guys is still a very important battle. But yeah, getting held up by Lewis Gregg and Armando Galina. They're not being held up on purpose or anything. It's just the fact that with the way this aero package is, it's tough for any driver out there at the moment.
There's not much you can do, really. I mean, I wouldn't know what to do. Like, and if I was sat in their seats right now, the one thing I would be thinking of is, can I push the pedal even further into the floor? Can I? Because, for Jan Brony, who was in kind of 3D's position, and for Jan Brony, who was in Wolf Dietrich Hotto's position, he's sat there going, I want to get away from the... Oh, wait. Well, he does have a chance now. If he can just get past the one-laps car, he might have it. But you're kind of stuck. They're on the same pace. The only reason that they're lapped down is because of damage. What can you really do?
Here's a key thing, Rob. Dennis Cole is off the pack, off the lead pack. And all of a sudden, his times are starting to come down. He did a 38.7 last lap. Jan Brony was doing a 38.3. Wolf Dietrich Hoto a 38.2. Let's just call it a 38.2.5 for both of those guys if we round it up. And they are starting to catch Dennis Cole. No idea what's happened there for Dennis to lose it or have to go back and have a look. It's obviously a moment there, but he's starting to lose the time. Dennis will come across the lap with a 38.8. Jan Brony will come across the line with a 38.2. That's another half a second taken away. Dennis Cole is in danger.
Unfortunately. That's what happens when you don't have the pedal going all the way through the floor. You are going to get swallowed up. And while he has done an exemplary job, started 8th, currently 3rd, just does not have... Oh, green flag pit stops. Here we go. Leader's in. Sorry, I was just trying not to.
Oh wow, sorry. Yeah, sorry. Forgot my button was muted there for a moment. Wow.
Sorry about that. But yeah, green flag pit stops. This will be interesting. That was lap 33 laps. So yeah, it's around 33 laps. Oh, he misses box. He misses box. Mark Murphy missed the box by a absolute mile. Had to reverse 2 stalls to get to his box. Oh dear.
I mean, let's be brutally honest, they're not using the brakes, so the brakes may not be warmed up. You know, it's the same thing that you get with the cup cars nowadays. You have to try and pump the brakes a little bit to go in. Tulloch will come in, Alberto Gomez will come in, Kenneth Reader will take the lead. Unfortunately, though, where is our former leader? Mark Murphy is a lap down at the moment after what happened. I don't think he'll get the lead back, but it's going to be tough. Also, look at him taking tires, taking as much fuel as they can. Kenneth Reader in the pits he goes now. Dennis Cole is going to stay out. Very smart drive from Dennis Cole. Wolf Dietrich Hoto, Jan Brony's coming in at the same time, almost catching up to the back of them. There's going to be no accidents here. Who is going to miss their pit box? I know that sounds like it's a competition. The competition nobody wants to take. Here comes Kenneth Reader. He comes in. He hits the brakes. And he's missed it. No, he hasn't.
No.
He hasn't missed his box.
No, he did not miss his box. He almost did. But right and slotted into the box he went. I'm looking at Wolf Dietrich Hoto. Did he miss his box? No. Well, he had to go forward just a little bit, but I mean, he undershot it rather than overshooting it. Much easier to course correct. That's much better now.
That's really good. Right. So, where's Kenneth Reader? Kenneth Reader's coming out right now. I want to look at where Mark Murphy is. Mark Murphy's only just crossing the start-finish line. Mark Murphy will get back on the lead lap. He gets past Dennis Cool, who's in the pits. That's imperative. But he's now 2 seconds almost behind Hackenschut, which means that in terms of where Reader is, yes.
Reader basically is in the cushion all of his own at the moment, unless Dennis Cool can pull something out of the hat.
I think he will. I don't know.
Very comparable. Yeah, very comparable lap times in the box. He just needs to now have a great exit out of the pits.
He's half a second faster. He was half a second faster in the box. So he may get this. Kenneth Reader comes around. No, Kenneth Reader's going to take the lead. But look at it. In all due fairness, Dennis Cole is not far off there.
Nope.
He is going to just lose out on that slipstream. And the only issue is he's on his own while Kenneth Reader will get a lapped car. But that was not bad for Dennis Cole. In fact, he made up time there.
Yeah.
Because remember, he pitted, 2 seconds behind?
Yeah.
So he has made up almost a second in that pit stop.
Yeah, and unfortunately for poor Mark Murphy, that one mistake in the box cost him dearly. 10 seconds behind the leader.
Ouch. Absolute. That's
and he's under threat from Jan Brony as well. That's even worse.
He's just overtaken Jan Brony. He's just overtaken Jan Brony.
Yeah, but he's still going to be under threat. Jan Brony has slipstream now.
He has slipstream, but look at him get away from it. Jan Brony's struggling out there. It's not as easy as it looks out there.
By the way, I will say 8 cars on the lead lap. 4 cars have retired, but 15 cars are still running. On the inside goes Wolf Dietrich Hoto, Michael Hogg letting him by, not wanting to lose as much as time as much as possible. I mean, there's a limit to what you can really do around a race such as this. You have to lose time somewhere if you're a lapped car, but try and minimize it as best you can in an oval. At least with a road course, you can sort of get away with it, especially with a hairpin. Excuse me. But yeah, poor Mark Murphy, stuck in no man's land with nary a thing to figure out. Because I mean, you can either push as fast as you can, or you can try and just hold position, try and get some slipstream. But either way, he is in a bit of a tizzy.
Well, at the moment, it's a little bit of a lull in the racing. Nobody's got slipstream in terms of battles at the moment. So it's all down really now to a little bit of self-speed. It's not a slipstream battle unless you've got a lap car. So Kenneth Reader was using Jeff Cardamone to get by himself, to get by Jeff, Managed to use that. That helped him. Now, Mark Murphy is going to be hoping for some lap cars. He's not got it. Not Hack and Shoot. Jan Brony's looking for Hack and Shoot, but he's nowhere near. Dennis Cole has nobody. Ford Tolov has nobody. Wolf-Dietrich Hoto has nobody. Basically, nobody had a slipstream apart from Hack and Shoot is in a battle for P9 on his own with Angelo Espo. They are a lap down. They are two of the last runners, the leaders on the one lap down, and they are battling for a very important P9. I don't know why I'm saying it's very important.
I'm trying not to choke on my pizza. But iRacing, or not iRacing, GSOC just had another caution on their side of things. Massive accident with 2 wheels gone off. Kind of emulating the damages that we've seen here. And by the way, Halto is catching.
It's Wolf-Dietrich.
Here he come. Here come that boy. Here come that boy.
It's like that. It's like the Simpsons Halloween special where they got Homer doing that, and it just gets absolutely crazy.
Give me more.
Where did he go?
And then he scares himself.
Yeah, but it's like he goes through and he does the "Here's Johnny" and no one's there, and he finally gets to the he finally gets to the right door, and he's like, "I'm Burt Reynolds, I'm Kathy Clean, and this is all live on 60 Minutes Tonight."
Yeah. 60 Minutes to 9. That's a quote.
60 minutes. I was meant to say 60 Minutes Tonight, but yeah, okay.
I thought you said to 9. I was like, huh? That's a quote.
Yeah, 60 Minutes is basically like the American version of Panorama.
Yeah. I think I've seen something about it before. I can't remember what it was, what episode, what it was covering, but
Prince Andrew, maybe?
More than likely.
Wolf-Dietrich Hoto's catching up to Jan Brody, though. Done really well. We know how fast Wolf-Dietrich can be around here. You know what? He's going to make this move just like that. There goes the Haas. There it is. And right behind him, it's not a Colt.
It's not a Colt. It's not a Colt.
No.
Absolutely not. You're just thinking of things. Just take a seat, take a glass of water, and it's not a Colt. No. But he did make that look so effortlessly going through. I think he's just he needs to get into his head that he's got the pace, but he just needs to focus more than anything else. Because if he can't focus, what can you do really apart from not well? I was trying to be smart and make an analogy. Oh, you're not focusing. Well, there, you didn't focus, but you start losing lap time if you don't keep your eyes on the prize. And for him, it's to get back up to something like Murphy or Cole, who's right now stuck behind a lapped car, losing time. And Kenneth Reader, I just actually noticed. He's actually been losing time as well. Mark Murphy has cut down the gap to 6.8 seconds to the lead.
Yeah, but also Dennis Cole had a little bit of slipstream here, and that may be helping him. Rena did a 38.8. Dennis Cole did a 38.7. Mark Murphy did a 38.5. So they're all in this situation now where they have slipstream, don't have slipstream, might have slipstream, should be using slipstream, battling for slipstream, and giving somebody else slipstream, but they're not in a battle with themselves. So it is going to come down to mistakes in the pit lane. Looking at you, Mark Murphy, looking at you, Wolf-Dietrich Hoto, just mainly as examples, not saying you're going to do it again, but we see what happened if you do have those issues. And for Mark Murphy, it was the worst then over Wolf-Dietrich. He did it on the green flag pit stops.
We could also run into the situation again. With how the things are stacking, I would suggest we probably are looking at more green flag pit stops. So people have to be careful. Pump the brakes. Make sure that your tires are at least, Like, I just realized, you were mentioning before about the Porsche Cup cars having it. Is that modeled
having
now?
What? Having what?
The cold brake issue, where it's just like doesn't really work if it's cold.
No, I was on about the NASCAR Cup cars. The NASCAR Cup cars. I mean, with the new ABS changes to some of the cars on iRacing, you do have those things with the brakes. I actually drove a GT3 race for the first time in about 8 months last night. We won't talk about it apart from the fact that in a 58 car split, you start 51st, and on the Bill Mitchell bend at Road America, for some reason, Discord decides not to transmit anything your teammate's saying, and he's telling you where the wreck is, he's telling you where to go, you don't hear him, and when you finally make a decision, he finally gets transmitted saying go inside, and it's too late, and you make the bad call. But no, like the ABS and the brake change is really different nowadays, and it really does hinder people. I'm talking about hinder. Dennis Cole just had Armando Galina go by him. So this is allowing Mark Murphy to catch up to the back of him, because Murphy has been shredding it at the moment.
Yep, he has 38 too, yeah. Like, he's been really going fast.
Cole will get double toe here with Grieg and Galina, but he's not looking to try and overtake anybody. And I'm also wondering, are they even going to try and catch up to Kenneth Reeder here? They are almost halfway. And I wouldn't be surprised. There is Galina getting past Greg. I think Galina's just literally just driving for the fun of it right now and trying to make up as much time as they can. They are... Armando is 29 seconds behind Angelo Espo. You know, could make that position back, I'm just saying.
Never say never. It can always happen. By the way, I will say that Brony is sort of hovering at the... he's not gaining time to Kenneth Reeder, but he's also not losing time. But the problem is, he's not going fast enough. Like, he was doing... his gap was... what? Sorry. His gap was about 13 seconds. Thereabouts to Kenneth Reeder. About... oh, crikey, I just saw one of the worst accidents of my life. Oh! That is a accident of our own. Oh, dearie me. That was Angelo Espo. He's pulling off. And a caution.
Oh, he pulls off. Oh, and brings the caution out by pulling off. Oh, Angelo. No.
He did literally have a tire fly off. To be fair.
I know, but he could have tried to get that car slowed down to tow instead of causing the caution. Oh. That's gotta hurt.
Well, it does add to the complexion, to be fair, because it at least brings the field together, and it also gives Akinshut a chance to get a wave around. Oh, no, he won't get a wave around. And I don't. Did they not have Lucky Dog?
No, there's no Lucky Dogs in open wheel racing around Indianapolis Motor Speedway.
So how is he unable? as an old hater, right? I do wish to understand. What's the strategy? Let's say, for instance, I'm Akinshut. The strategy is, I want to unlap myself, but it's caution. We do have to pit though. What do I do?
Race. Simple as. Remember. Now, somebody said that they're going at the next charity event hosted by a certain YouTube streamer that goes to 23 hours. Somebody has said to me last night that they're going to pay a punishment that I have to read the iRacing blue flag rules in the sporting code. And because they are the real world blue flag rules for every motorsport except for F1 and the feeder series. Which is why it's very interesting. We watch the drivers come into the pits to see if they're going to make it. So here's the thing with the blue flags. Yeah, Akinshut stays out. Interesting. Here's the thing that's very important when it comes to these blue flag rules.
Sure thing. Go ahead.
They are advisory.
Yeah.
You do not have to yield. Now, of course, that also means if you are somebody that is lapped, you are allowed to battle to get your lap back. And that's what you've got to do in this form of racing. You have to battle to get your lap back. And I can report, no driver missed their box.
Yay, they're learning.
It's like AI. It's learning.
Well, I mean, as we're just past halfway through this race, my problem with this whole thing is why is it that I can understand, like, it's advisory, but you kind of still have to move out the way because you would still get punished for holding up somebody.
No, you don't.
Really not?
No.
Well, tell that to F1. If you pass 3 blue flags, you get penalized for it.
Yeah, I know, because F1 has a different rule for blue flags, because they realized back in the 90s, because remember, what is F1? What's the difference between F1, real life IndyCar, NASCAR, GT racing? What is the difference?
There's a few actually, but the main difference would be it's a spec racer that
there you go. Yeah. Okay, now GT3 isn't spec. However, you do have Bob. Same with the WEC, which is GT racing, of course, and sports car. Of course, sports car racing. Yeah. So the idea is that technically the field is meant to be level. So if the field's meant to be level, that means you look at it, and in theory, you would be able to say be fine. So you get people that, you can let them by. At the end of the day, the rules do say you have to help facilitate the pass. But now here's the thing. Now, we have got time for this.
Yeah, you do.
I actually had no, we don't. The lights are off the pace car. I had a protest once. The lap car came around a corner, pulled off to the right, and slowed down. Our driver came out the corner and pulled off to the right to try and overtake him. Now, it is the lap car facilitating the pass.
Yes.
Is the lap car being predictable?
No.
So, would you say the protest would be successful?
No.
Protest was successful. Why? He's pulled off the track. He's not predictable. He's not let us know. You have to keep your racing line, as they always say. So that's why it is always a faster car that is imperative to pass safely. Hence why I do not like slower cars, lap cars, pulling off to one side and slowing down. Let them get beside you, then slow down. Then make it easier for them. That's facilitating the pass. Pulling off and slowing down, that's not facilitating the pass.
Well, to be fair, I would want, choreographed pulls off, like how the pacer car does it. I mean, he's coming in. He's got his lights off. We're about to go back racing, ladies and gentlemen. 9 cars on the lead lap. And boom, off we go with Kenneth Reader leading the way. But coming back to...
I was going to say, any tyre smoke this time? Anybody... No. Oh, I just realised. Look who's between Kenneth Reader and Dennis Cole. It's a lap car.
Oh. Yeah, I think there's there's a few of them. In front of Cole, there's one. Then behind one, there's another one as well. No, wait. That's for position. That's Mark Murphy.
Yeah, Mark Murphy's battling Dennis Cole. He's got Lewis Grigg behind him. Lewis Grigg is battling Armando Galina, who's in front of Dennis Cole as well. So you can understand the situation with those drivers. They want to try and battle themselves, but they've also got to get around. Galina is also looking, maybe they can try and get up to Kenneth Reader, but Kenneth Reader's gone. Look at the lead already. Kenneth Reader has a 2-second lead over Dennis Cole. Wow.
Well, I mean, he needs the lead. He needs the gap. I mean, I would send the gap. I would just be like, all right, I've got clean air. Send to the moon.
Yeah, you're gonna send to the moon?
I mean,
send this car to the moon.
Yeah, why not? They sent a Tesla to the moon or into space.
Yeah, but they sent an old Tesla into the sun, an old one.
Yeah, why not? Be fun, bit of crack. Now, hang on. Before I should preface this by saying, when I say crack, I mean CRAIC, as in the Irish version of "What's the crack" or "What's the story," not the other kind.
Okay. Anyway, Mark Murphy gets past Armando Galina, and that's going to be crucial now. The gap's 2 seconds. They're going to have to try and... Murphy's going to have to try and catch up to Reader using pace alone. No one to help him unless he does work with Galina. Don't think he wants to. Dennis Cole is going to try and get past Galina. That will help. If those two start battling, if they work together, they might be able to catch up to Dennis Reader. But no, Galina is going to overtake Mark Murphy, and that's going to be a little bit frustrating for Mark Murphy, and he's going to try and fight this back.
He replies him. Yeah, he replies him. Yeah, he's not. He's got the gloves off right now. He's basically saying, no, stay behind. Oh, a little bit of an argy-bargy there. The lap car really going...
Oh!
A little bit of a
Yeah.
tap. A little bit of a tap. Everybody's still going on all four wheels. That was what I would consider very close to the teeth on that one. That was where blows could really start coming along. I'm being as diplomatic as I can, but I know it is. The lap car has to facilitate, but if that happens, unfortunately, then what can you do?
But at the same time,
Mark, don't be fighting back as hastily as that. It'll cost you time, as it already has.
Well, Galena, this will allow now Lewis Gray to get past Dennis Cole. Mark Murphy gets by. Galena's trying to hold on to this because remember, Galena's in a battle with that lap car of Lewis Gray, not working for them side by side. In the background, you just saw there with Wolfie Chikoto, that green and yellow car. Not happened to them. And then Hacken Schutt comes by as well.
Oh!
There, and there's a little tap there, a little bit of a push with Hacken and Wolf Dietrich. They keep it going. I'm going to have to keep an eye on the meatball flag here because you do feel with the amount of touching they're doing at the moment, there could be somebody having a Grabowski-esque meatball flag.
I still think Grabowski. That was not fair on Grabowski. He tapped somebody, and gets a meatball flag. How?
I don't know. Eyes on Mark Murphy. Eyes on Kenneth Reeder. Well, let's see what their lap times are. Look at that gap. And you think that's a lot? Well, Kenneth Reeder did a 38.8 and Mark Murphy did a 38.5. Who's better in the clean air? It looks like it's Mark Murphy. Dennis Calder with a 38.7. Not able to catch up at the moment. And Wolfie Chikoto is in the toe of Dennis Cole. That could be very crucial.
Yep. Mark Murphy. Probably with some mist in his eyes, trying his best to calm himself down, but it's very difficult in a car like this. At these kinds of speeds, you are going way too fast to think. Well, I wouldn't say think rationally. Of course, you're thinking rationally, but so many thoughts going through your head at a speed like this. Like, I put it to you into perspective. This kind of speed, not like about 0.1% of people would ever get to experience it. Probably 0.01%. These are ludicrous speeds. These are the kind of speeds where if you saw a little rabbit running across the track, it would be just a bloop, by.
Hang on. There's 7 billion people, 0.01%. Yeah, that works. Yeah.
Like, you know, it's a really, like, it's ludicrous speeds. Like, I would want to experience this one day. I really would, because I love the speed. But when you're driving a car like this on this track at bank turns, when you're not like a normal IndyCar, the normal Indy goers, how about that, would probably reach around 90% of the speed, but they would still have the same problem.
I hate to put a hole in your maths. You said 0.01% of the public would get to experience this. Yeah. That's still 700,000 people in the world would get to experience these speeds.
I would say that's probably within the right ballpark.
Yeah, I suppose I'm looking at this type of racing, which it would be a very lower number. So yeah, I'd agree with that. Mark Murphy there.
Also, you have like people going on, like, you know, the sand plains in like Nevada and stuff, that like for the Festival of Speeds.
Yeah,
like drag strips. Yeah, they would, like, you wouldn't need a machine like this to make it up to like 370 kilometers an hour. Like, they just strap some rockets onto it. I'm pretty sure I've seen a YouTube video that somebody strapped a V1 rocket to a thing and just sent it.
Yeah, let's look at the land speed records and rest in peace to what was her? Oh, I hate to say it now. I forgot her name. Jessie. She passed away trying to do the land speed record last year or the year before.
She tragically lost control.
Yeah. I mean, they get to experience speeds that you just don't expect. Remember, they were only one vehicle ever had passed the speed of sound.
It was like the weird British one, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a British car back in like 97, 96,
it wasn't
97.
Even, I wouldn't consider it a car. It had two jet engines slapped onto the side of it.
Yeah, they were trying to make a car that could go 1,000 miles an hour. But the funding failed and it looked absolutely insane.
I mean, To be perfectly honest, there probably is a reason why the funding dried up, because I mean, you would have to explain. Excuse me. You'd have to explain why you would want an 1,000-mile-an-hour car in the first place. Like, I would argue that the autobahn standard should be everywhere. Full stop.
Yeah. Okay. No, you're gonna get into that. Do you want to know why they stopped it in Britain?
Yeah,
As we're
because
watching
yeah,
these
because
cars getting-
I remember, yeah, because there was some it's not a Jag, but was it a Jag? It was some car that just basically kept flying down the motorways because there was no speed limit.
No, they were using the motorway to test the Le Mans car.
Whoa, yeah.
It was a British car. It was the British manufacturer. It might have been Jaguar, could have been Bentley. Was using the motorways in Britain to test their car for Le Mans. I mean, there's, you know, and in all due fairness, if you see some of the drivers nowadays, I'm kind of happy there is a speed limit, but they still don't go the speed limit, you know, so. Yeah, like, okay, Autobahn doesn't have a speed limit. Great. You know what? Brilliant. You're all safe. That's good. Brits have it. Oi, mate. You see this? I'm pulling out now. I'm doing a massive, mate. I'm doing 250 miles an hour, mate.
I'm doing a massive.
Massive
I
speed,
unironically
mate, innit?
love that term. I don't know why, but it's just like, oh, doing a massive in it and ting. But see, the thing is, in Germany, like I've driven on the autobahns multiple times now. The standards are very clear. They do not tolerate people, you know, just going slow in the outer lanes. Like they want, like, or in the inner lanes, like the overtaking lanes, right? There's a clear, like, speed difference between the lanes. Nobody is going to be, you know, like I had one Beamer, but that's a Beamer. We all know what Beamer drivers are like. Jesus Christ. Basically flashing up my backside like I was a stripper or something. And you know, I was going pretty fast. I would have thought 120 miles an hour was pretty fast in a VW Golf. But he was just like, no, I'm gonna go fast, and he zipped off 150 miles an hour. And it's like, all right, fair
Christ,
enough.
my Honda Jazz can't do 120. I feel bad now. Your VW Golf can do 120?
Well, it wasn't my VW Golf. It was a rented one, but it was a GTI, so it would have.
Oh, okay, that's fair enough.
Like, it hit 100 in 6th gear at like 2,300 RPM, and it was a petrol, so it had plenty of juice in it.
Right. All right. Here's some interesting stats I've just been looking at here in this, right? Dennis Cole has slipstream. You're thinking, great, Dennis Cole has slipstream. Kenneth Reader did a 36.6. Mark Murphy did a 33.8. Dennis Cole did a 38.5. The slipstream isn't working for him. In fact, it's actually hindering him at the moment.
Because he's stuck behind the lap car. He can't get past him.
Yeah, but Lewis is still a fast driver. Remember, he was in the bump quali.
Yeah,
you know, he's still a decent driver. But
oh yeah, I'm not saying that either. I mean, but we've seen this already, where the relative speed, where the relative speed is just, you can't really.
He's lifting. He's not even attempting. He's not even attempting to
fuel saving. It could be fuel saving, because I mean, like, if I was in his shoes, right, and I said, well, I can't really make it to first. Like, he already has seen how he fell back when he lost the slipstream to the top two on the third run, right? So he's probably thinking to himself, third's probably the best I can do under the current circumstances. Why not just sit here, you know?
How has Mark Murphy got up to Kenneth Reader all of a sudden?
That was the third. I'll tell you why. Look at the last lap time. 0.6 of a second.
Yeah. All of a sudden, Kenneth was having a nice time, and out of nowhere, here's Murphy.
On the inside, he got. Oh yeah, there's not even point to even commenting.
Don't even try.
Just sent it on the inside.
But this is good, because if these two are going to do what they were doing at the start of the race, not the start of the race, about 40 laps ago, they're just going to use this to just pull away from the rest of the drivers, and you start to see Murphy putting on some of those real-world weaves. They're just going to wait off. By the way, we did have somebody out of the pit. Hacken Schutt coming out of the pits.
Scheduled pit stop. He managed to actually put in 35 laps on a stint, so that was pretty impressive.
Let's see what these guys can do.
Yeah, well, I'm actually... Do you know who I'm looking at? I'm looking at this guy. Oh, he's got past the lapped car.
Oh, that's big. That is big. Then if Cole can get past,
and it's a big way too. It's a big way too. He's got a good gap on him, so he could theoretically just start charging. He like the thing about it is the way that I would see it is if I was like what I was trying to allude to was Cole probably just like I'm not saying that it's impossible, but he probably doesn't have the pace. You know, unfortunate as it is to say, sometimes, you know, something like this happens, right? Sometimes, you know, there's always a better driver. And you see there just how quickly Greg took back that position. He probably doesn't have, like, he could probably slice it up together on a really good day, but he needs to just focus on what his current position is and sort of hold position. You know, third place isn't a bad place. It's the step on the podium. Like, come on, it's great for how much conundrums and how much kerfuffle happened during the race. You know, I would take it. So, you know, just best to hold position for now. Then see how the race goes. Like, you know, you may not be the fastest car on the track, but consistency still matters. You know, to some degree.
Oh yeah, you got to keep it constant. I mean, look at John Keefe. He was so consistent, but unfortunately, consistency got him out of qualifying.
Oh,
so
please don't blink, Cole. Jesus Christ!
Yeah,
don't blink.
What's that?
He blinked. He blinked.
Yeah, Cole's been doing that quite a bit though.
Don't want to blink. No, that would give me a heart attack. I wouldn't want to have it where it happened when we were on GSRC yesterday. Where who was it? Somebody completely blinked out and just there goes the race, and they were winning, I think.
We've seen that before.
Yeah,
we have
too many times.
Way too many times. Well, they're down to the last 75 laps.
Yeah,
to go.
Lap 126 at the moment. And GSRC just had another caution. Oh, they've had a string of cautions actually. I could just report Ryan Walker, the guy that was in the bump qualifying, had a massive accident and taken a fast repair back out on track. But yeah, I think that's like they've had 2 more cautions at us at this moment in time.
Yeah. Are we actually gonna finish ahead of them for the first time in?
Imagine.
No.
Nah. I wouldn't say. Probably not.
Nah.
But I will say, it may not look like there's battles, but there is actually. There's 3 sets of battles at the moment. I keep hating that this happens, where it's just like poor Alberto. His name's not showing up on the thing because he started from the pits. Poor thing. But yeah, the car number 784 currently looking at is Alberto Gomez C. Currently driving around. Sat in 7th, chasing down Jan Brony. He has his teammate in the middle, actually, ironically enough. Blocking off access to the number 88 car. We do have Dennis Kohl chasing Wolf Dietrich Halto. Now, Halto has actually made the overtake. That has happened. We missed it, unfortunately. But it has happened. Wolf Dietrich probably is now looking to do what Mark Murphy has just done and overtaken Kenneth Murphy. Or Kenneth Reeder. I just tried combining 2 people there. I'm so sorry.
But Kenneth Murphy is trying to fight Mark Reeder at the moment. With Dennis Halto behind and Wolf Dietrich Cole. But no, honestly, look at those gaps, though. Isn't it amazing how Cole and Halto, they've been battling, but they haven't had the times. In fact, they're almost losing a second to the leaders each lap. Reeder and Murphy are just on it at the moment. And remember, they picked at lap 100, given another lap for going around in the pace car. We're on lap 129.
they're due for a pit stop
The
in
next
the next
10
5
laps, the window's going to be open. Yeah, the window's basically open now, when you think about it. But that they would still have to do another pit stop in the race.
Yeah.
So,
And it's
when do you want to go?
And it's critical at the moment because if you make a mistake and you pull up to the pits too early, you might just have to take another splash and dash. And that would be really, really, really grinding the gears as well. Because lap 120, it's lap 130 now. If you make, at the moment, the math would work out. You would take 2 full pit stops and you would take a splash and dash. That's fine. But if there were to be a caution, anything can happen in a race like this. What happens if, just out of the acts of the bejesus out there, you've got a conundrum where your fuel window you thought was open, it's closed. You've already overextended or underextended. If you make that mistake and you don't extend as much as possible, even if you extended it, even if you shorten the splash and dash, it's actually much more beneficial as of right now to do so. So if I was Kenneth Reader, I'd hold behind, just fuel save as best I can. Now it isn't easy to do it in a car like this, but you can do it. You can just lift off the throttle, hold station behind, lift off the throttle. You are going faster than anybody else on the track anyway. You're like, I mean, like as you said, the last lap for Kenneth Reader was a 38.060. Halto, it was a 38.645, so 0.6 of a second, and that's a lot for oval.
Yeah, I've just been looking, and it's crazy. I don't know what's happening to the likes of Halto.
Pit stop.
Galina.
Yeah, Galina. Scheduled pit stop. Only 30 laps, though.
Okay, so... Symes.
Mark Murphy is pitting early. Kenneth Reader stays out for another lap or two.
That's a confusing one. That's a very early pit stop there. Obviously, Reader's been on his own though, hasn't he?
He's not had to push, and even if he had to push, he was pushing in slipstream.
No, Reader was chasing, wasn't he?
No, Reader was in pole. It was It was Murphy that was chasing.
Of course, yes. So yeah, that's.
And he's 6 out for another lap.
And back out he comes.
Yeah.
Will be.
Yeah, I think Kenneth has the right idea. Just fuel save as best you can, because I mean, it won't be a lot, but even a second is important in something like this, because the lap time is so short anyway. Like a second on like, let's say Spa, for instance, in these cars wouldn't make that much of a difference, but a second around here is a couple of percentage points of the lap time. So, I'd save as best I can. He comes into pits, 33 laps on the clock.
Yep. Remember, they will have to take another pit stop, and Wolf DJ Halto is holding.
Yeah, he comes
Kenneth
in.
Reader's in as well. Yeah, Reader's coming in. Halto's coming in as well.
Yeah, Dennis Cole stays out and is now leading the race.
Who else stays out? Alberto Gomez stays out.
Yeah,
he comes in. Yeah, of course. Alberto hasn't pitted yet.
Oh, did he not? No, he didn't.
No,
I was Galliana did. Sorry, I looked at the car and I thought it was him. Sorry. Kenneth Reader has come back out. He's third, ahead of Halto and Tulla, and ahead of Mark Murphy by quite the distance.
Well, let's just wait, because he has to get around the infield. They go really wide on that line there, but holds off almost. Get on the cross! Reader's had a nice moment! That's going to be a black flag for Kenneth Reader!
No, he's done it. No, let's have an really unfortunate replay. That is killer. Drifting out to the outside, he catches the tiniest bit of the grass on turn 1, and then here. The steering wheel is turned left, but the car is understeering quite a long way, and the grass just sucks him in. Oh, that is going to bite. And his car doesn't sound very happy either. No, I think he was just slowing down, having an accident, trying not to have an accident. But does he have a black flag?
Yeah, and that'd be a drive-through. that driver stop hold. I'm not entirely sure. Gonna have to wait.
Now he's pulling in. It's a black flag. No, he's not pulling in. What?
No. It won't be a slow down. But he's having the radio right now with Murphy. So that's gonna be a shame. Murphy's quite upset about that, as you expect. That's the camaraderie.
Yeah. Bob, broken heart for poor Reader. One small mistake and the car just gets sucked down to the grass. Oh.
Is it a stop? Don't tell me it's a stop.
It is a stop.
Oh, it's a stop. Oh no.
Oh my goodness.
There, that's it. That's literally it. Now, where's Mark Murphy? Forget about whether Mark Murphy leads the race. You know what? Reader might get ahead of Murphy here. And I bet you right now, I'm not going to say there's camaraderie, but if Reader stays ahead of Murphy, I don't think Murphy's going to get past Reader. I don't think he wants that.
No, I don't think so either.
Now, I think if I'm Murphy right now and I've got that sportsmanship, yeah, just stay ahead of me, Kenneth. Stay on the lead lap.
Yeah, because you got the slipstream. I think he is ahead of him. He's ahead of him by quite a way. No, he's not.
Yeah,
he's behind him.
No, he's 6 seconds. Reader's 6 seconds ahead of
Murphy.
Murphy.
Oh no, yeah, sorry, yeah, no, I'm looking at. I misinterpreted a different car. Yeah, he's quite a big distance ahead of him. He's chasing down Rob Courtney actually for position.
Yeah, this is actually a battle for position. Actually, a battle for position right here. It's not the car that Kenneth Reader would have liked to have seen, but it's Rob Courtney, and he's just got the speed.
Yeah.
And it's just going to be so simple. Down the back straight. Already there. Courtney will just use that. Next car up the road for Reader is a lapped car. 7 seconds up the road. Jeff Cardamone, who I believe is... No, he's not in his own battle because he's 3 laps behind the car in front of him, which is Mike Go Lightly.
Yeah. Poor Mike Go Lightly, by the way. I know we've made fun of his delivery, but he's still out there, which is, you know... The best thing one can do, and we got not a cult.
Not a cult.
Not a cult. No, don't know what you're talking about. Not a cult.
But it does mean that the battles have kind of dried up in terms of literally right next to each other.
Gomez is hunting down.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. That's like the only battle at the moment. I think Gomez is hunting down Wolf Dietrich Hoto. We've got Tulip hunting down Jan Baroni, and then of course Rob Courtney just got overtaken by Kenneth Reader. So be interesting.
You still have battles.
Yeah. You still have battles.
Yeah. And with 6, we're just on lap 140 now. We'll have 60 laps to go, or well, less than 60 laps to go next time by. But we're looking. Oh, that's a little bit of a dirty dive there from Jan Brony, making sure that his inside was covered off, and just having to make sure that the car of Thorthulla was not coming under his sights. Now, lap 140 was just completed, 60 laps to go, and we are looking at about another half an hour of racing, given the current situation.
It better be. You've got an F1 race to watch.
Indeed. We are looking at, I would say, at least 2 pit stops.
It's going to be a pit stop on a splash, which would be very interesting with nobody being able to fuel save unless you're the likes of Alberto Gomez, unless you're the likes of Ford Tulloch. There's not a lot of drivers that will be able to. And look at the weaving that everyone's doing in that line. I know you're trying to avoid that slipstream, but at the same time, if I'm that lead car, I don't want to be leading at the moment. I want to be saving as much fuel as I can. The later you pit here, the better you're going to be standing unless there is a caution.
And it goes without saying as well, breaking the slipstream, it does help in certain situations, but it doesn't help in others. I mean, I don't think in this situation it would help a lot. It'd probably just annoy the drivers behind you who are trying to lap you. And that's kind of another consideration that you kind of need to have in your head. I mean, he is, as we said, our blue flags are advisory. They're not actual mandatory blue flags. But it is still upsetting the apple cart, as it were, because... You know, we have battles quite a lot of the way. Thorthulla wants to get back at Jan Brony. Alberto Gomez is up there on his own with Hoto for 4th position. And he really would want that sort of, you know, empty space for them to just do battle. But just all the lap cars around kind of holding them back.
Yeah, and that also means a little bit of a tow there as well. It just sounds crazy, but I don't think they should really be fighting because that last lap they were catching, and this lap could be a little bit of a difference. In fact, yeah, they've lost a second, and they were catching the lap before. So, question is, do they just accept this, go in a single file, work together to try and get up to Hotto and Gomez? It's a weird one.
It's not like NASCAR where it kind of is encouraged because, I mean, you'd be able to push people around, right? But that's kind of
Speedway,
on a super speedway you'd be able to do that. But with these cars, no, hell no, you wouldn't be able to do that. Your front wing would just end up underneath somebody's car and off you go, pile driving into the ground. Like the problem is that another thing as well is, would these guys even work together? There's 5 of them. I would say with 2 or 3 probably would be possible in something like this. I mean, like think of it as if it was the other car, you know, that would usually race here. The other family of cars that would race here, right?
Yeah.
They like you would probably say 2 to 3 guys probably would work together. 4 or 5, you would have that one rogue. You would always have that one rogue just going, I'll have that spot, thank you.
Yeah. Yeah,
and
that
you
is
can't,
true.
and you can't really get rid of him either because, I mean, like even if if all of you pass him, he's still going to hang on to the slipstream. So what do? You know, it kind of works against itself more than anything else. You have all these drivers wanting to get ahead of each other, but they're doing so in a mutual way, and so the fact that nobody gets ahead of one another, and they're losing time to the people who are coordinating, and it becomes basically a bickering contest between old ladies. But you know, that kind of way.
If they keep starting to fight, because I'm looking down the rest of the timing tower, who's behind Jan Brony and Ford Tuller? Kenneth Reeder.
And he's catching.
Now then, he was catching. He hasn't been catching this lap. Just keep an eye on those lap times because it's going to be very interesting. Jan and Ford will be coming around shortly. And they get to do 38 6s, 38 7s. Kenneth Reeder will be crossing the line shortly. He does a 38 5. See what I mean? Mm-hmm. I know it's a 10th. I know there's 54 laps left in the race. But the more they keep fighting, the more that guy on his own, and let's be brutally honest, who's around Kenneth Reeder? This is the epitome of bubble racing.
Just Rob Corney, but he's 2 seconds back, not getting any slipstream. And as well as which, I mean, Kenneth Reeder is quite a fast guy, and as you said, a 10th of the lap does add up, and it's a 10th of the lap, but there's still 53 laps left.
Yeah, 50. Also, have you seen the track temp? It's 48 Celsius.
Oh,
that's 119 Fahrenheit.
Oh, that's toasty.
The times are starting to drop off a little bit for some of these drivers. Though saying that, Murphy just threw in a 38.4, but the track is now about 5 Celsius higher than when they started this race.
Yeah, the DuPont.
In theory, it would get colder now.
Yeah,
it's still hot.
The DuPont car is doing an absolute majestic out there. He did absolutely steal the show, and he's stealing the show right now. He's practically the fast, like Hackenschut, right? And now he is out of sync with the rest of them because he had that accident earlier in the race, and his lap schedule is a bit different. I'll come on to that as well. I have a good question for you on that one. But he's just on that last lap alone, he was 0.3 of a second slower than Mark Murphy. And just I think everybody else has either been at least 0.3 a second or 0.3 of a second a lap slower or more than Mark Murphy. Mark Murphy putting in laps. The question, though, is this, right? Hackenschut is on lap 29 of his current stint. He's due into the pits any moment. However, he is just in about another ballpark of about 15 or 20 laps over tires, older in his stint, according to my math anyway, over people like Mark Murphy, Cole, Hauto, and all that kind of thing. He's got to do another set of stops.
But they all have to.
Yeah, but he has to do a stop and then another stop.
But they all have to do a stop and another stop.
Oh,
It's going to be touch and go.
Yeah, it is going to be touch and go for him.
In fact, I think the only person right now that could probably go the distance, Wolf Dietrich Hoto, if you add another 34 to that, they pitted lap 100, you add a 34 to that, and that turns into a 78. No, 68, sorry.
68.
He might be safe. Alberto Gomez might be safe. Your Mark Murphy, Mark Murphy's going to be struggling here. Kenneth Reeder, ignore the fact he pitted 136. He pitted 135 because he had that black flag.
Yeah.
You know, I hate to say it, if I'm Mark Murphy, I'm a little bit nervous here because there are a few cars now that if they play their cards right, they could go to the end on one stop.
Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say, so are you asking about what would you do if you're hack and shoot right here?
Yeah.
You've got to do another pit stop. You know, this sounds crazy. You don't have the maths to do it, but I would fuel less now and fuel full for the last stop.
So that you
try and get the position, try and get the track position.
So under fuel now, come back out, maybe see he's clutching. I just heard the engine get cut off.
Wait, you can clutch in this car?
Yes.
I gotta hear this. He's in the pits.
Yeah, he's just coming to the pits. And let me actually hop onto his roll bar. So this is hack and show. Yeah, he's clutching.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I didn't realize the clutch was still enabled in this car. Quite funny. I actually drove the GT3 last night. I was like, let me just hit my clutch paddles. I like that noise in the pits when you put the clutch on with the throttle. It's like, it's like, wait, what's happening? What? Oh, yeah. Michael Hogg comes in as well, and it's not a cult.
It isn't a cult, unfortunately. Oh, I can't believe it. Oh, did he hit the wall? Oh no! Don't tell me. No, he missed the box too. Oh, Michael. Oh, Michael, please.
Not a pit box. It's not a pit box. Not a pit box.
That should be the next for April Fools next year. Not a pit box.
Not a pit box. Oh.
I feel bad. I feel bad about that now. I've done them in, but 18 seconds between Cole and Murphy. By the way, Genie Mac. That's a big gap.
Big, but again, remember Murphy was working so hard with Reeder. And Reeder has started. You know how I was saying Reeder's really catching up to Tullough right now.
Yeah.
But again, if Reeder has to keep going hard, can he make it to the end with one stop? Maybe. Can 4 make it to the end? It would be touch and go. Reeder is in a very strong position.
And that was the exact same thing I was thinking of with what's his face? With Murphy. Murphy I feel like has been pushing constantly throughout the race. I haven't seen any evidence to him to say that he has been like fuel saving or anything. Like when he was behind, like he closed 10 seconds of a gap to overtake Kenneth Reeder. So he's been pushing quite, like, look at him, he's pushing quite hard.
Pushing hard, and it would not surprise me if this could be a hindrance for him. But at the same time, if you know you've got to do it at a splash and dash, why hold up? Just go for it. But this could be killer for Murphy if he gets this wrong and he has to take a splash and dash. But a caution. There's only 7 laps. There's only 7 drivers. I'm doing a Murrayism there. Only 7 drivers on the lead lap. A pit stop wouldn't be the end of the world because near the end of the race, I believe the lap cars in the last 10 laps or last 15 laps, they have to go to the back of the grid, no, the back of the line. So that could be interesting. That could be one to watch out for in this.
Oh,
race.
is that under any circumstance?
On a restart.
Oh, okay, because that would have been a bit mean for somebody to be like, oh yeah, it's 15 laps to go. I kind of have to fucking reverse now.
Yeah,
that would have been a bit mean.
No, you and I saw a reverse last night, okay?
Yeah, that was a great reverse. Did you submit that?
I didn't clip it.
Do it.
I didn't save the replay. So
I have saved the replay.
Okay, but there's another one I've got to do as well from the other week as well, which I forgot to do, and I will be doing that this.
Oh yeah. Those are.
Why don't you just I clipped the broadcast feed. Why don't you just send the reverse in?
Oh, hell yeah, I can do that. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I can shoot in the pit, by the way. Wait, didn't he already come in the pits?
He did, yeah. I don't know why he's back.
He's got a meatball flag!
For what?
Maybe for the fact that he hit the wall.
When did he do that?
This lap.
Okay.
He hit the wall early. Oh no, he's had damage to the wall for quite a bit by the looks of it. Yeah. On his outlap, he hit the wall in the middle of 3 and 4.
And I would hazard a guess, probably, that his days are done. Because that is not a very easy thing to come back from. Especially if he's still stuck in the pits.
What, with 30 minutes left in the race, yeah.
25 minutes left. And we're just gone past 160 laps complete. So we just have 40 and less to go at the moment. It is looking like a very, very sort of numbers game at the moment.
Okay, who pits first? It's going to be Murphy.
Murphy, without a shadow of a doubt.
Murphy has to pit first.
He's pushed too hard.
I wouldn't be surprised. Right? I mean, he has lap traffic to help him at the moment, and he gets past Go Lightly. That's going to help him a little bit, but he pitted lap 132. We've been green flag stopped. If he does do 32 laps again, it's going to be 164. Look for 165, but if he's been pushing hard, this is going to be very horrible for him. Also, there are no fuel maps here. There's throttle shaping. That doesn't change anything. There's no fuel map on this, so...
Doesn't throttle shaping only affect... doesn't that only affect how, like, the pedal reacts to, like, the moment you squeeze it?
Yes, basically.
I wonder if there's like a... Sorry, I was about to say, I wonder if there's mapping that you could do for, like... I don't know, like, can you set it to, like, to any graph you want, or is it kind of just like, well, here's a mapping, use it?
Yeah. It's certain. So the way that the Lara IR18 is, there are 8 modes. Mode 8 is deliberate fuel saving, and then you've got 2 modes to decide for road racing, and 1 mode which is map 1, which is a linear line, which is basically your oval racing. You know, you don't, you know.
Well, I would use that in general.
Yeah, but then again, because of the fact that you could overheat the tires, Murphy is in the pits.
Yeah, that's another 3 laps, by the way, that he's lost, because Reader kept pitting on his 33rd lap of the stint. Well, 1 full lap, 133rd. Yeah, 33, essentially fully around.
This is big. If Murphy has to splash from dash now, that's big.
He has to. He has to. He won't make it to the end.
Let's just hope he doesn't overshoot his box.
No, he crawled into his box. He really went very gingerly into his box. I was watching him.
So that means...
Yeah, it means...
We've got a 3-car battle for the lead now at the moment. Dennis Cole, Alberto Gomez, and Wolf Dietrich Holto. And I would not be surprised. We could see the winner out of one of these 3 cars if Dennis has to do a splash and dash at the end.
And that could be the conundrum for Gomez, who was the outside chance. We didn't see him all race. Now here he is. Out and about, kind of skulking around, looking at the lead. And he goes on the inside.
Here he goes. And Alberto is going to do this. He will take the lead. Is that the first time he's had the lead this race?
I think it is.
Yeah. So Dennis
at least not under a caution.
Oh yeah, he did lead it on the caution, didn't he?
I think so. Like for 1 lap, and then had to pit. Yeah.
So Murphy comes out. Actually, Murphy comes out behind Kenneth Reader.
Oh.
And actually by quite a bit of time as well. So Kenneth's really been pushing that car. Another car comes into the pit. It's a lapped car, so we don't need to worry so far. Yeah, Cardamoni's in. Armando Galina is in. Rob Courtney is in.
Yeah, green pit stops. Oh, that is... No, Kenneth Reader. That's lap 28. Oh, dearie me.
He's had to push. He's been pushing that car hard, and that's going to be a struggle.
Yeah, we're starting to see sort of the conundrum. You lose a little bit of time, but you get 5 laps, or 5 or 6 laps. I mean,
That's why I'm saying, Rob. That's why I'm saying that the victory could be between these top three because of how late they pitted and the fact they're all bunched up together. Brony now comes in. It's a battle of attrition. If any of these cars can make it to lap 170, forget about it. They're making it to the end.
Yeah. As of right now, if Wolf Dietrich Otto kept fuel saving, he will make it to the end.
Yep. If Dennis Cole keeps fuel saving, he'll make it to the end.
You can say for the top three if they keep fuel. I know we don't see Alberto's name here, but apologize. Unfortunately, it's the way that he joined the race. Basically, Atvo was just like,
Atvo! Right, Wolf Dietrich Otto's in the pits.
At 167, just on the crisp of 168. So if he continues the same fuel-saving measures that he was doing, he makes it to the end. He doesn't need to do another splash and dash. And if a caution does come out, he's practically guaranteed to make it to the end because of the fuel-saving measures that would entail. Dennis Cole, most definitely, probably will make it to the end, as will Alberto Gomez.
Alberto's pitting. Alberto's pitting. He's just got on the radio and he's saying, I wouldn't think, never thought I'd hear somebody saying I'm pitting on Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Be usually cup car driving. He's in, and they're both in.
Yeah, that is a dual set of pit stops, and I think Tollerto is gonna not stay out. He's coming in. Mark Murphy is coming around, but Mark Murphy has to pit again. He cannot. Unless he is literal god of fuel saving, but he'll lose a huge amount of time doing so. He will have to pit again.
Oh, that was almost synchronized. Alberto and Dennis almost went up at the same time. Who got on the jack the first was Dennis.
But
they both leave at the same time, and Alberto's going to get by. Now, where is the rest of the field? Where is Wolf Dietrich Otto? He's coming around the final corner now. This is going to be interesting. This could be juicy. We see Alberto coming around. Is Alberto or Dennis going to have a moment here on the grass? The answer is no. Alberto did have to slow down, though. He went a bit too hot around the final corner, but they are ahead of Wolf Dietrich by 5 seconds. Excuse me?
Yep, that is... You do not need to adjust your screens. That is unfortunate for... a little bit of a slow outlap for Tulla behind Jan Brony. So we have gotten a bit of a crunch up at the top. Battle for second and a battle for fifth going on right now.
Yep, this is now the race. This is now the race. We know Mark Murphy has a staggering 18-second lead. He's going to have to splash and dash, sadly. That could be very imperative. But these guys now, these two guys for third and fourth, that could be big time for those drivers.
It's also...
Could be the... Go on.
Yeah, I was about to say, it's also going to be quite the conundrum for Murphy, because he already knows, unless... Now, here's the thing. Unless he pulls something quite literally out of his backside, has happened before on these streams, I cannot see how, even with the gap that he has right now, it is 21 seconds to Alberto Gomez. How would he be able to, change the fact that he's got to take another pit stop at least, which is from cone to cone. Usually on a full stop is 38 seconds. Now, that doesn't mean that it's 38 seconds lost because you're actually still moving within the pits, right? So if we round that down to say an even 25 from end to end, and also you have to remember you're on a slower line coming out of the pits, so about 25-30 seconds. He's not, unless he pulls a magnificent stint. He has to pull a magnificent stint first off, but even then, that's not going to be easy.
No, this is going to be tough. Also, he's caught up to Kenneth Reeder a little bit, has Murphy. Murphy is now 3 seconds away from Kenneth Reeder.
Yeah,
Kenneth's still on the lead lap, but he is the last car.
Yeah, you see him there. That's Kenneth Reeder in front of your screens. Do not adjust, as we see him battling to try and catch up to Tortulla just in front of you. Just saw there, poor Kenneth. What could have been if he did not have that black flag? He would have been absolutely screaming in second place. at the
And
moment.
what could have been? Sorry.
Yeah.
What could have been for Mark Murphy?
Oh yeah.
Like, was he banking on running with Rita? I mean, I know they were battling each other,
Potentially.
just like Dennis Cole is battling Alberto Gomez right now. What could have happened if they battled? Would they have saved the fuel? We don't know. Murphy knew that he was struggling against Rita. Rita was fast in catching him. What could have happened? We just don't know. It's a game of what ifs. You know, at the same time, what would have happened if John Keith didn't get wrecked out and he was so far ahead at the start of the race? What could have happened, you know, to Grabowski? You know, you've got to ask these what ifs, and if,
especially Grabowski.
Yeah. Hindsight's 2020.
Yeah, hindsight is 20. Well, I mean, I would say hindsight is 2020, but not for that. For poor Grabowski, I think for him it was 0-20 because, like, again, just that incident, like the one tap and then just meatball. It's just like that must have been a right kick in the teeth for him.
Such a shame as well. It's just the nature of this car now. It's also, remember, it's open wheel racing. They're very fragile cars.
Oh.
You know, you can't do that now. You see some of the tires like almost interlocking each other, and even then, that just, you know, we watched we broadcast the Formula Fords, or I broadcast the Formula Fords, and you see the tires interlocking, and you're like, oh my daily days.
Yeah,
you just don't understand what's going on.
You just absolutely see, like, it's the thing in the back of your head is like, this is definitely going to be an accident. And then you peek at your face when it happens exactly as your head describes it, you know? Like, and I would say for these cars as well, it's not only the fact that they're open wheelers, but they're traveling at such high speeds as well. I think even at the small, like, we've seen some absolutely very close calls on our race today, with how close some of the drivers have been to literal death. And they've just, by the pinky winky toey gotten away with it. But like, you couldn't write the script if you handed it to me. If you handed it to me in the whole footage today, I couldn't write the script for it because it would have just been unpredictable beyond belief. While I was waffling, he passed by Hackenschut to lap him again and was about to come up to Rob Courtney here in a moment.
Yeah, I'm just keeping my eyes on this, mainly just to the whole idea that I'm not sure who's going to win this race, and I'm not talking about pace, because you look at a guy 25 seconds ahead of everybody. As, by the way, Alberto Gomez just getting past Dennis Cole.
There he is.
And there he is. Yeah, you look at a guy 25 seconds up ahead in the lead, and you're like, he's not going to do it. You know, if this was F1, 25 seconds, hey, it's a free pit stop. You got a chance. Hit the pit stop. Go for the fastest lap. No. That's not going to work here. Rob Courtney working with these guys as well, and you got to think Courtney probably wants to get to the end himself, because remember, if Courtney could stay out, he gets that lap back. Now that could be imperative because of the caution. Yeah. So it's all to play for.
Yeah, we've had a huge run of green flag racing. We've had 2 stops of green flag racing, and I would imagine that a lot of people are thinking to themselves, imagine if a yellow flag wave at the moment. But I don't know what will happen. But what we can say, it has been an absolutely thrilling second part of the race where just the conundrums just been thrown up. It's like, you know what I'm thinking. You know the doomed mission, like, kind of feeling, right? Where you just know something's doomed. You know something's doomed. Like, you know, it's like, let's say a work assignment or something is like really doomed. It's not because you did anything wrong, right? But because it's just like, before you even start, it's like a walk through the valley of death. I feel like that's what Murphy's sat in right now. It's just, he's done nothing wrong, but just the numbers have come up in such a way that he's quite literally screwed if he continues.
Are you saying he walked inside this pit of danger? He's fought for miles. He walks alone.
Yeah. Exactly.
Cue the guy, cue Dave Bautista now standing on the stage and going to that's a wrestling reference. Yeah, 32 to 35 is the fuel window, by the way, as we've been talking about. So let's look at some of the times, and I count 2 drivers that cannot make it to the end. One is Rob Courtney, one is Mark Murphy. I see Kenneth Reeder, who is going to be very tight and is going to have to hope for the best. I can see the rest of the drivers going, and I see Jan Brony losing a couple spots here as he goes a little bit wide and the leaders come by. I think, has Jan Brony just had a moment?
Jan Brony's gone to the pits.
Did he just have a moment? Oh, he did. He caught the back of Fortulla.
Oh, a little bit of a weave. Thought he was going to go low. And I think that was a bit of a scare for him. But he's in the pits and he will go to the end. I think he probably couldn't have gone away with it. So I don't know why he went to the pits.
Maybe as well he's thinking because, let's be brutally honest right now, end of the race type thing, he is going to go down a couple spots here. He's going to be the last car one lap down. We're only down to 4 cars on the lead lap. That is correct on your screen. Jan Brony's going to go to 8th place because of that. 4 cars on the lead lap. Make it 3 cars on the lead lap as Wolf-Dietrich Otto gets overtaken. But Wolf-Dietrich Otto's in a battle with Kenneth Reeder right now, and Fortulla's right behind them. So that battle for P4 is still hot at the moment, and they can go to the end, so they'll be on the lead lap soon, but they're 10 seconds behind that battle between Alberto Gomez and Dennis Cole. And Dennis is starting to lose the toe of Alberto. We've got to keep our eyes on that in the far ground. Dennis Cole is almost going to be overtaken here.
Yeah, and that is no bueno. Mark Murphy has been pushing like absolute crazy. I think he has sensed the problem that we've described is that unless he were to make the gap absolutely beaming wide, essentially lapping everybody, then pitting again, because he has to. The numbers won't set in his favor if he doesn't. Now, that would be a turn up for the books if he was able to do that, but it's still very much... Like, we were talking impossible. The possible has turned to slightly possible. Oh, no!
Oh, no! That's not what we wanted! That's not what we wanted! And that is Dennis Cole and Rob Courtney coming together! Get running, boys! Get running! Do not trigger the caution! Yes! Dennis Cole is towed! Now are we going to get a caution? No!
No, that's the leader around!
And the leader's in! Everybody's in! Murphy's in! That is chaos! At the biggest degree! You wanted drama! We just had it!
This is Mark Murphy's oncoming. Unfortunately, coming down the start-finish straight, he saw probably the accident up ahead of him. Smoke coming around of all fours. Oh no! He slowed down, but the 41 of Kenneth Reeder.
He was not prepared.
No.
Mark's retired. Kenneth was not prepared. Kenneth was on the radio saying, I saw the guy in the wall. Now, he never expected Mark to slow down so much. If anything, I'm sorry, Mark. I think you slowed down too much there, and I think that's been your undoing.
Oh, crikey. That is last-minute implications, as you love to say.
Wow. And, of course, do you know what the funny thing is? Mark Murphy was the only car that needed that miracle to get on the lead lap. And before that happened, I was about to say, if there's a caution, there's only four cars on the lead lap. That's going to help Murphy.
And just...
Murphy's Law.
Yeah. And just Murphy unfortunately, was part of the accident. And he could have fast repaired it, but I think the car was too damaged to get back in a timely manner. And that is exceptionally unfortunate for what was an absolutely great drive from him. Let's not take that away from him. What a bloody brilliant drive he did. But oh my goodness, a heartbreaking moment I would imagine in his cockpit right now, seeing what has just occurred.
He's retired as well.
Yeah, retired the car. I mean, if I was in his shoes, I'd probably do the exact same thing. Unfortunately.
Get out the rig. Just walk away. Just go outside.
And breathe.
Just have a glass of water. Just breathe.
Yeah.
So let's see what happens in these pit stops.
I would like to point out that Wolf-Dietrich Otto has stayed out. Gomez has gone in. But
Fortulla has stayed out.
Yeah, but I will put it to you this way. Otto will get a wave around.
Yes, that's imperative. I want to see something. Does Alberto go on the jacks here? Alberto is doing something illegal. we won't talk about that.
What?
Alberto goes on the Jack's fresh tires.
Oh, did he cut through like several boxes or something?
He cut through several boxes. That's a no-no. That's the big no-no. Now, the thing is, though, we talk about what is Alberto doing. How many cars are on the lead lap, Rob? 4.
I can do math.
Smart. That is actually, he's taken fresh rubber.
Uh-huh.
He's taken a little bit more fuel so he doesn't have to worry about fuel saving. He can go a little bit more hell-bent for leather. Eyes on Alberto. That, all right, the only issue he's got right now is there's a lot of lap cars between him and the rest of the field. He's banking on the lap cars. Oh, no!
Huh? What happened?
Did Alberto just hit another car?
Did he?
There's a wreck! Alberto just hit another car!
Oh, whoa! Why did he do that? Oh, did he not see? Like, oh, I don't think he... Like, if we look at this... Hang on.
And also...
Whoa!
Catamoni goes into the back of...
Genie, Mac, do you see that? He saw...
Why?
He saw the cars. He saw the cars.
He didn't slow down in time. Why are you not... I'm sorry, guys. Like, I'm just gonna... Like, we've just seen... Hackenschut's got a black flag, by the way.
What? For what?
Guys! Black Box has a relative. You are under caution. You keep your eyes on the relative. When people... Okay, you don't know this, Rob. When people moan at people talking during cautions in oval racing, this is why. Because the first thing the leaders have to let people know is where the pace car is, so everybody can check up. You should be looking at the relative. Yes, you can hear me slapping here because this is how annoying it is. You should be looking there, and you should be going, right, why are we doing this? Also, for some reason, Alberto still has the lead over Wolf Dietrich Holto, Fortella, and Kenneth Reeder.
Because... Hoto only got waved around this time by. He's rejoining the pack.
Oh, they had to get the wave around. They had to get the wave around. That means Alberto has got 3 lap cars behind him. One of them's got no wing.
Yeah,
so it's going to be another caution.
Yeah, but he's also whacked himself into another car by accident. Oh, yeah, I assume, but he did whack himself into another car.
How much damage has he got from that?
I'm not sure, but.
I don't think he's got any damage. I think he got away with that.
Yeah, very luckily. Genie Mag. But
he's now on his own.
Hoto won't Sorry, I was just going to say, Hoto won't catch up in time.
No. Is this going to be a delayed? No, they're going to go green. Hoto's got 8 seconds. The wave around's not held. Gomez is on his own. It's lap 189. The only people around him are lapped cars.
Ooh.
What has just happened?
The wave around has... What on earth? That is the most bizarre wave around I've ever seen.
I've had it before. Green flag pit stops at the end of a race at Daytona for a Daytona NIS race. Caution came out, and because of where we were at the front of the pace car, but the pace car for some reason had to give us a wave around. Did not give us the wave around until we were on the backstretch, and about 6 of us got absolutely shafted by a little bug like that. It happens. 8 seconds is the gap between Gomez and Hoto. What could have ruined a possible victory for Hoto, but what damage does Gomez have? This could be crucial. And if there's a caution now, yeah, hello.
Yeah, and it also will give the chance for Hoto to pit if the caution does come out. But that all resides on a caution coming out. They'll have essentially 10 laps from when he crosses the line in about 10 seconds time, and that is only. Okay, the timer has now said it's 2 hours and 9 minutes and 41 seconds. Okay, thank you, timer. I appreciate that.
I think Gomez has got some serious damage.
How?
Because he just did a 39.2 in clean air.
Hoto has done the same roughly at the moment.
This is gonna be interesting.
Yeah.
Maybe the cars are getting sped up here. Let's just have a quick look. I've never seen so much chaos at the end of a race like that before. In the
almost a 3 wide.
Almost a 3 wide here in the background as we keep watching. I'm still just perplexed at what we've just seen. Gomez does have a little bit of time. He sees the opposition on the relative just, but this is Otto and Toloff and Rita having a little scrap together as they come down. Wolf Dietrich in that green car in the front, and they almost are 3 wide. They go 2 wide. Otto, Toloff, Rita, and now Rita will take Toloff, and now Toloff will take Rita as they go side by side through 2. And around the outside goes Rita with a nice little move to take P3. Lewis Grigg is right with them as a lap car, but can somebody explain to me what on earth is going on?
Chaos. I mean, that's the only way that I can think of it. By the way, on the inside goes Ken Reader on Wolf Dietrich Otto. I think it really has turned into a scrap for the rest, because unfortunately, Gomez has just sang away with it. From the pits he came. From the pits he came. And through sheer determination, and I don't know how it happened, but managed to claw his way from last place. From, oh well, it doesn't show it here, but from essentially last place to win. If he keeps this up.
Hey, let's not forget about Kenneth Reader here. We thought Kenneth Reader's race was over, and he's P2.
Yeah.
And he's actually catching Gomez. All right, he does not have time to do this. There's 7.5 seconds between Reader and Gomez, but Reader gets a P2 out of this, and it won't be the way he expected to get a P2. But my word, what a P2 that would be for him right now. He's got to hold off Dietrich Otto and Toloff. That would be a fantastic comeback for him in the most crazy of conditions. But Rob, I need to look at these times, because if Gomez puts in another 39 and Reader's putting in 38s,
And Reader can afford to do. Reader can afford
38.9 for Gomez. 38.9 for Gomez. Reader comes across the line right now. What is Reader's time? The 38.1. It's not enough. It's not enough with 6 laps to go. But at the same time, something's not right with Gomez's car. This race is not over by a long shot. Not over by a long shot. As we look at the times, more time is trickling down between Reader and Gomez. With 6 laps to go, this is not over. This is definitely not over.
Nope, it all comes down to how much Reader can chip away. He has only 6 laps to do it. Currently 5 now as he crosses the line. Alberto Gomez just respond a little bit. 38.7 versus a 38.1 from both Reader and Hotho as they do battle on side by side. Now remember, they both have, all 3 of them at the top have fuel. Okay, no, actually the top 2, so Reader and Gomez.
Hotho can make it.
Yeah, Hotho can make it, but chopping the nose.
He's battling to look like that though, can he?
Well, I mean, he's off the back end of Reader, and Reader is free to do as he pleases.
And Reader gets a lap car traffic. That gets some help from him. He gets a nice little tow. 38.6 from Gomez. It's going to be a 38 flat for Kenneth Reader. It's 6 seconds with 4 laps to go. I'm not saying it's doable, but all of a sudden Gomez is sweating.
Yeah, Gomez will be seeing that he does have traffic of his own that he needs to contend with, but he's holding rather than pushing. That's kind of odd. I would not have expected that. I would have expected him to start pushing a little bit more. And then you just see the 2 cars going by. That's Kenneth Reader on your screens. He is closing the gap now. It's down to just over 3 seconds.
Not a lot.
Not a lot. But
not a lot. And also, if the yellow flag comes out right now, that's the race. 38.7 for Gomez. What's it going to be for Reader? Really good racing here for Reader. It's going to be another 38.1. Toloff just put the fastest lap in the racing with a 37.6. In 4th place as he battles Wolf Dietrich for that last podium spot.
Tolo absolutely smashing the lights off of this one. He has just woken up and said, I smell violence. I want that 3rd place. And off he goes. Started 19th. He started dead last. I apologize. He started dead last on the grid as the grid was made up and formed. But absolutely smashing it today all the way from back there in the orange and black car of the 659, holding steady behind at 400 kilometers an hour. Pushing in very slightly into the corner he goes. Needs to make sure he's got it all wound up nice and tightly, as one would always have it. Passing by the lapped car. Oh, that is going to be coming up to white flag for Alberto Gomez. Absolutely fantastic work from this chappie from the is it Club Iberia?
Yeah, it's Iberia. I have no idea. We could talk about exactly what happened on that restart. Things were a little bit weird there, but regardless, he has 4 seconds to fight off here, and he's been able to. He's lost a second to Kenneth Reeder. He's not going to lose 4 seconds. He took that fuel. He took the tires. No, obviously, the incident must have caused issues there. It does not matter. All he's got to do now is get around that last corner and make sure he does not have a moment. Around he goes. One more corner, and he will be one of those few drivers to say that I won the Major Series Speedway 500. Alberto Gomez is your winner. And in the background, it's a sprint. And it should be Kenneth Reeder from Wolf Dietrich Hoto. And Fortala just misses out on that podium.
Poor Tulla. He fought very well, and from 19th on the grid. Pat yourself on the back for such a great effort. Wolf Dietrich Hoto coming home in 3rd. Kenneth Reeder, very well done by him as well. For me, it will be Dennis Cole, who probably had the bad look of all. He tried his best and he was up there, but not all wound up. Jan Brony coming home in 6th. We'll go through the full grid now while we wait for things to calm down and see if we get anybody in our commentary booth. But the results on your screens as they sit, you can notice already on the first page that some of these poor men are lapped. That is unfortunately the state of play for these guys. It really was, well, how do I say this? Really was just a mishmash of drama out there, but absolutely great racing from all around. Unfortunately, just a few accidents out there on the track, and we've officially bet GSRC.
We beat GSRC
by 30 laps.
Holy smokes! All right. Now, the thing is, I am going to say, we did have 19 cars. How many cars did GSRC have? I haven't actually seen.
They have more than 30 cars, but a lot of them are retired. The 32 in total.
They had a lot more racing, and of course, more drivers around here, more chaos. A crash could cause a little bit more. We still had our bringing out caution crashes. See. But just the nature of the race, it did happen.
Oh, absolutely.
So, that's such a shame, though, of what happened. I mean, again, like, everyone makes those mistakes. I'm going to bring in, because we do have right here Kenneth Reeder, who had a shot at victory, had it taken away from him, had it brought back to him, and had it taken away again because of the safety car. Kenneth, that was a roller coaster of a race.
Yeah, it was. I just want to apologize to Mark. I didn't see the wreck up in front of us because I was too close to him, and then when he slowed down, I hit the brakes. It just locked up. But yeah, I threw that one away coming off a pit road.
Yeah, I mean, I gotta be honest. I'm not gonna put any blame because I've done it. It's just one of those things. I mean, it looked like you just tried to get a quick exit and took too much speed going into the exit, the pit lane there. Is that right?
Yeah, that's what happened, and I upshifted to 6th when normally I come through there in 5th, and it just didn't turn in 6th. So I just, instead of wrecking the car, I just let it go through the grass and was like, all right, maybe we can get a caution to come back from it, and we ended up coming back anyway. But that was Mark's race. I think he had me there, but it was going to be fun to race him to the end. I just really feel bad about what happened with Mark.
Yeah, it was going to be close as well with the fuel. I don't know if you, before that incident, were you looking at the fuel? Because we were predicting it may have been, if it stayed green, a splash and dash. So were you always fearing the fuel? Because I know in the IR18, the old car that raced around here, there's a lot of fuel saving. With this car, I don't think you can do that a lot here. So was that in the back of your mind?
Oh, yeah, I was fuel saving. I was a lap short. So once Mark passed me and I knew he pitted 3 laps before me, so I just literally was just going to ride behind Mark and try to save that whole lap, and it worked out. But it It definitely, this is a crazy race. I had a crazy race weekend, real life and here, and just this isn't my cup of tea for racing. So to come out P2, I'm extremely happy with that.
Well, I'll throw it from one not fan of oval driving to another not fan of oval driving. And Rob, if you've got anything to ask.
Yeah, I mean, I am the kind of man that's partial to a bit of open wheel myself. I love open wheel cars. But I noticed we had Matt Gelder just after the bump qualifying, and he was explaining to us that he felt like the car basically had no grip. It looked like it had a lot of grip, but when you were turning it didn't feel like that a lot. What was your take on, especially, as the race had transitioned from being not rubbered in to rubbered in? How did the car feel throughout the session?
As long as I was behind somebody, it was fine. If I was out front, I drive trucks, so I'm gone all week. So I made it home Friday. I qualified, and then I had to go do the real life stuff and come back. So I hadn't touched this car all week, and then I got in this morning. The team threw me a new setup, and he says it's not good by itself. It's extremely loose. I'm like, that's fine. I'm in the back. I'll probably be driving in traffic all day, and then got up to the front and realized that it was turn right to go left. It was pretty loose, so that's why I'd get a gap on Mark, and I think he had a similar setup, but I pedaled it too much. I was like, I'm fine if it's just us racing at the end, man, because I didn't want to wreck the car by myself.
Yeah, I don't think anybody would want to do that either. I mean, but the slipperiness as well. I think I was watching a lot of the cars. A lot of the car was stepping out actually from the rear more than plowing it through. Was that sort of the case of deal? Just a lot of oversteer on these cars? Well, not a lot, but oversteer kind of through the corner on these cars. You kind of had to control it.
Yeah, there was a ton of oversteer. So in order to be good in traffic, you had to be loose by yourself because there was a lot of aero wash. When you were behind somebody, it would just tighten right up. So if you could hold it wide open if you were by yourself, but after like 5 laps, the right rear would heat up too much, and then it was just you were on a skating rink. And so this is definitely a different car than the other one. With no weight jackers to move around, you had to move your ARBs, whether you're by yourself or in traffic, to make it tighter, looser, and it was a little bit of work. There's too much thinking involved in an open wheel car, in my opinion.
Well, I mean, as an oval, not as an oval hater, but open wheel lover, it kind of does, it requires a smooth, unfortunately, a very smooth touch sometimes, especially when you're oversteering, because the car just does love to do circles around you. Now, the upcoming 24, are you participating in that, Mr. Reed?
Yes. Team Grizzly Motorsports here. We have a huge team ready to go. I believe we're going to field an LMDH, an LMP2, and a GT3. Mm-hmm. I'm not sure if I'll be in the LMP2 or the GT3 yet, but yes, we have a huge team ready to go. So we will be here for the Majors 24.
Hell yeah. And I'm done with everything, but do you have anything else, Craig?
No, you asked the question I was going to ask, so I'm just going to say any shout-outs, Kenneth.
Shout out to you guys. I mean, second split ain't good for points, but I like being here with you guys. You guys are awesome. So I want to shout out to Grizzly Motorsports for everything they do for me. They're still running in the top split. They all made that, and I didn't, so it's cool. But Mike Oliette, the whole major series, and my wife, who lets me do this stuff even though I'm hardly ever home, so I have to thank her for that too.
Oh yeah, all kinds of thanks have to go to her as well, especially the spouses having to put up with our little sins. But yeah. Mr. Reader, a pleasure as always to talk to you, my friend. Hopefully
same to you guys.
Hopefully see you at the 24.
We'll be there for the 24. Thank you very much, guys.
Yeah, that was Mr. Reader. Pleasure as always to talk to him. I'm not sure if we have anybody else, but we'll leave sort of the question to you, Craig. We'll start off with this race. what was your thoughts? And I do want your own filter thoughts. You know, kind of what did you think? You know, was it good out there? Was it good traction? The accidents aside, of course, but how did you feel about it?
You know what? I'm going to be brutally honest. This is the first time I've seen the IR01 on an oval track. And I praised iRacing, so saying thank you for doing this. The community wanted this car to do oval racing. When things happened, the politics happened, because let's just call it politics. Let's not go deep into that. We don't need to. When the politics happened, they said, right, let's do this. Let's turn this into a car that can do ovals. It's not fully spec'd for ovals, but they put it in the Dallara Dash, which is a fun race. People are starting to do this, and people realize that this is a car that could probably work. To me, this felt like a really nice substitute for what would be that race that we were meant to have. And it's fantastic. And again, remember, I'm not going to shill, but I have to say it, Marconi Setup Shop, Marconi Entertainment, they are putting on their own version of this race, which I would say check it out.
Yes.
You know, like I would say for any league that does something like that, especially when we come to like Daytona and you get Speedway, and you get the Podium 500, you get the Major 500, you get the iRacing 500, fix the you get so many. That's the type of thing. I did love that iRacing put the Road America 500 this year, because I'm a Camel enthusiast, so are you, and you gotta like that, everyone like that. But if iRacing wanted to bring that certain race back, do this. This, to me, was a fantastic example of what could be. But please, iRacing, let's get a few tweaks on this. If this could do ovals, let's see some AR, let's see some jackers, like Kenneth was saying. Let's see some fuel maps. Let's make this car our version of a car. And also, is that a Garage 61 logo on the front of that car? It is. That's another cool thing.
Yes, indeed. And then my final question to you then is, next race before the summer break, will be the 24. Now, I'm of the opinion that is my stomping ground. Absolutely, 100%. I will.
It's our stomping ground.
Yes,
it's our stomping ground.
Indeed, it is our stomping ground.
I got a podium last year in the 24. Okay, I'm like you now. Okay, you're not the only one that can run around saying you got a podium. I got a podium.
Yeah, but I won
last year.
I won in 2019.
I don't care. I got a podium. We went for a different strategy. We went for a fuel saving strategy. It worked for us, but we were off the pace, and that's the one thing we hated. But yeah. I am in that same thing. I can't wait, because this is the first race. This is the first 24 at that track. There's no fuel saving with clutch. That's what I'm looking forward to. Yeah, the clutch is gone.
Yeah, the clutch is gone. So the old strategy that myself and many others would have done in the previous series.
No, hang on. In all due fairness, like I saw that a lot when it came to Daytona. When it came to racing at the Circuit del Sol, nobody was doing it. I was gobsmacked, and you could fuel save to save yourself a lap. And we come from
you had to do that in the Audi, save the extra lap.
We came from those days. We're waffling on. We've got plenty of time to do that because the Major 24 will have multiple splits, and there will be 4 broadcasted splits over the 24 hours. There will be 3 hours attributed to some splits, and the 4 broadcasters will be doing their own sections in different splits, and we will be there. When we know more, we will give you more information on that.
So I will. From my own perspective, I would say that is probably the one thing to look forward to. And by the way, there will be a break between the Major 24 and what will be after, which is the Long Beach Grand Prix. Now that'll be from the start of June to the end of August. Essentially, is the break, but we'll still be here with content. And we thank you all for joining us today here at Raidillon TV. If you like what you see, please hit the like button, subscribe, and so you don't miss a moment. And consider joining our Discord. We're here, have a bit of a meme. As we said before, the next race will be the Majors 24 on June the 3rd. We will announce more details as time goes on. But until then, I have been Robert O'Brien.
And I have been Craig King.
And this has been Raidillon TV, the only corner you need. Good evening, one and all.